Marco.
Yeehaw, it's bull wrangling time.
Yes, 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 my friends. How are we? Let's turn that down a bit. There we go, there we go, there we go. Let's see, how is our audio doing for everybody? Oh, it's perfect. Yes, now it's perfect. Now it's perfect. You know, the beautiful thing about when I do a stream or a video or a combination of those two things, when I do a video about one of these scammers, and I'm talking, of course, here specifically about Patrick Bet-David, is when I do a video about a Patrick Bet-David, what ends up happening is there's this sort of domino effect that leads things back in a circle. And what I mean by this is I'll make a video about someone like Patrick, or I'll do a stream, not really thinking much of it, just reacting to clips. And then I post that video, and that video gets 500,000 views. And I go, oh, okay, obviously there's something here. People are interested in this topic. Other people are thinking the same thing that I've always thought. And then from there, you get people reaching out to you with their own experiences of being in PHP, which leads to, you know, episodes of Multi-Level Misery like we had last month with the young gentleman named Andrew, which, I mean, that video, even that video, I mean, a recorded Zoom call that's almost an hour long has 150,000 views. And then you get people reaching out to you, sending you, you know, links to more videos about this person so that you can learn even more. Oh, look, the green screen reflection in my glasses. So it's really remarkable. And then you also get the algorithm on YouTube showing you stuff, being like, oh, you're talking about this person, or you're searching up things about this person. You must be a fan of Patrick Bet-David. So they start showing me stuff. And the combination of things that, the combination of these elements going together brings forth more realizations. And you realize, oh, actually, if 1 year ago, when I had put out that first Patrick Bet-David video, I think I put it out almost exactly a year ago. It was March of 2024. Let's see. It's called Exposing Patrick Bet-David's Pyramid Scheme, 507,000 views. And it was released March 2nd, 2024. So literally 1 year and 1 week ago exactly. And if I could go back and make that video now, I probably would have made it an hour long, because there was so much info to get through. But it's probably better that we broke it up into sections. So just before we get into it, I have 6 different tabs open with stuff to share with you. This stuff goes all the way from 2009, 2010 in Patrick's early scammer career. Actually, correction, I shouldn't say early scammer career, because even prior to his company PHP, which is a spinoff of a World Financial Group, or another one that starts with a letter that comes after or before Q, but I can't remember what the name of it is. Before he started his own company, he was in World Financial Group for, I think, 7 years. So we're going to learn a little bit more about the origins of Patrick, the lies about how he tries to say things like, oh, I'm not an MLM, we're an FMO, like referring to the CoffeeZilla debate, where I show in my initial video how he sort of tries to gaslight CoffeeZilla, who confronts him on the fact that he runs an MLM where most people lose money and are victimized. And Patrick immediately tries to deflect and says, do you know the difference between an MLM and an FMO? Just in case you don't know. MLM, multi-level marketing, a scam, fancy name for pyramid scheme where you make money by recruiting people who recruit people. And in an MLM, the way they cover it up is you're not just paying money to join the scheme. You're buying a product as a condition of your joining to earn money within the scheme. So technically, you're not just paying to join, you're making a purchase, which now counts as a sale. And technically, they're not receiving money for recruiting you. They're making a commission. So you're not getting paid to recruit, but when you recruit, you get paid. And likewise, you're not paying to join, but when you pay, you join, and vice versa. When you join, you pay. So a bunch of language games. And then FMO stands for Field Marketing Organization, which, as far as I understand, is actually about selling products. It's actually when you have a group of people who are out in the world based on real consumer demand, trying to sell and make sales, not just trying to recruit their mom and their sister and their little cousin and convince them to pay $500 to join some scheme and then calling it sales. Big difference. So we're going to see a little bit about that as well. I also want to say it's been a little while since I've streamed. I think it's been over a week. And over this last month when I was in Vietnam, you might have seen the streams that I did with my bodyguard slash trainer slash friend, Franz Lundquist. Thank you guys for being involved in those streams. If you missed them, I made a bunch of them unlisted just because they weren't really like on topic for the channel, the theme of the channel. But if you're a member of my Discord, which you can join for free, of course, the link is in the description. If you are a member of my Discord, you can join the you can go to the live streams tab channel in my Discord server and you can watch. The links are still there for those streams, and you can also, connect with all of us and the goons. It's a 24-hour. We never close. The Discord never closes. It's basically like the live chat you see here, but it never closes. Also, with regards to me being in Vietnam, I am no longer in Vietnam, which we love because Vietnam, I can say it now that I'm not there, I didn't like it. I didn't like Vietnam. I would have to say, yeah, Vietnam, of all the countries I've been to, which is not a ton of countries, granted, probably was the worst country. Sorry, Vietnam. No disrespect to your communist government, but probably the worst country I've been to. And also, second last thing, thumbs up the thing.
Thumbs up the
if you want to
thing.
support, it's free to click like on the video. I know YouTubers say click like, which is so annoying. And I've never said it in an actual published video, but on live streams, I do know for an actual verifiable fact that clicking like on the stream while it's live does notify other subscribers that I'm live. And actually, if you were to experiment with it right now and everyone that's watching, 140 people right now, were to click like, you would see the view count jump from like 140 probably to 200 or more, because it's like sending a shockwave ripple through the algorithm. I swear to God, that's true. I mean, I've been doing this now almost 6 years. And last, I am in a new country. And honestly, I've cracked the code on this, like, owning nothing and just living in third world countries in order to be able to pay my legal fees type thing. I'm going to actually do a stream about this on Wednesday night. I'm getting back to the normal routine that I had in prior years. I guess I should say before 2024. 2024, I wasn't as consistent with the time and days when I would stream because of this acclimation to third world country living and the time zone difference and whatever. But this year I'm staying committed to having a streaming routine. People have been asking me what's the schedule. Saturday nights I'm going to try to do consistently. And so anyways, I'm in a new country again, and I'm going to be doing a stream on Wednesday night. For me, it'll be Thursday morning, but for you, it'll be Wednesday night. And we're going to do Wednesday and Saturday. Maybe not always Wednesday, but for sure Saturday. And we're going to be talking about why now is the perfect time for a revolution. And I know it sounds hyperbolic, it sounds dramatic, but what I hope to convey to you on that stream is that a revolution can be something small. You can revolt against things in a small way. We're going to take a look at some of the things that apply to this conversation, like the enshittification, continual enshittification of so many different products or services. You can't buy a printer anymore without having to download an app and, give a drop of your blood and your social insurance number and pay for some update and make sure you're not using out-of-network ink cartridges. Otherwise, the whole thing is going to be bricked. And, we're going to be talking about that, how to resist that a little bit. And we're also going to be talking, I'll be talking a little bit about my own story in like the last year and a half, almost 2 years, with regards to like living in third world countries, owning less and less stuff. And this is the last thing I'll say before we get into it. When I just came from Vietnam, prior to that, in 2024, I thought I don't own a lot of stuff. I got rid of so much stuff. Last year, I sold my car. I got rid of my apartment, all the furniture and like dishes and my air fryer. I found ways to get rid of it. You know, my bed, I sold to an old friend who was moving into his own place. He needed a bed. Mine was like less than 2 years old. I sold him my bed. You know, my little kitchen table and chairs, sold him that. You know, we made a good deal. He saved money by buying it from me instead of buying it brand new. I saved time by just selling it to him instead of trying to go on Facebook Marketplace and be a furniture reseller. I thought I didn't have a lot of stuff. My air fryer, I gave it to my aunt. Shout out to me for doing that. I thought I didn't own a lot of stuff. And last year, when I first moved to my first third world country, I had a small suitcase fully packed to the brim. I had my backpack fully packed to the brim, and I had like a over the shoulder bag, which was like a mid-size, like almost a backpack size, you know, crossbody bag that was filled to the brim. And even now, looking back, I realized like I had a lot of stuff. This time around, when traveling, I just had the suitcase. I had the backpack, but it wasn't full. It was just my laptop and like a couple books in there, and didn't even have the over-the-shoulder bag. So I'm consistently having less and less. And now here I am in a new third world country where I'll be locked in for at least the next 4 months. And it's crazy how I've just figured it out so precisely. Like, I have a contact in Asia for like real estate, okay? I sound like Luke Belmar. I studied, bro. No, I have a contact who can like get me a place to rent. So I contact her, boom, boom, boom. She sends me pictures of the place. I already know she's reliable because I've dealt with her before. It's a simple process. You show up, you sign the paper, they take a photocopy of your passport, you give them the cash. Where's the Patrick Bet David? Wait.
6 bomber ass clot, pussy bomber blood clot egg.
No, that's not it. Where's the Patrick Bet David? We gave him the money. We gave him the money. Boom. I have that on here somewhere.
We gave him the money, boom.
There we go. Could y'all hear that? Yeah.
We gave him the money, boom.
Exactly. Gave him the money, boom. Literally how it works in Asia when you're renting an apartment. So I gave her I had to pay I'm a little bit house poor, as they say right now, because I had to pay 3 months rent up front. 1 month for the rent and then 2 months damage deposit, which is kind of crazy, but that's the caveat for the convenience that you pay for. So I'm a little bit house poor right now. That's the one downside. But aside from that, the place is furnished. I already have this chair. I already have this desk. I already have a couch. I already have a TV. I already have a bed. Okay. I have one little stove burner hot plate thing. I mean, what more do you need? This green screen. I mean, the living room behind me, I was able to get for around $20 Canadian. I don't know, let's say $15 US. Ordered it. It came within 1 day. Yesterday, got my Wi-Fi set up. I've been here 2 days, by the way. I've been here 2 days. I got here 2 days ago, and within 2 days, I have the Wi-Fi set up. I have the green screen, boom, and I'm streaming. Which is even that's slow. Like, even that, I probably could have did it quicker. And with regards to this dono goal that's on the screen, which you can support using the Streamlabs link in the chat. It's the pinned comment. I spent probably $200 all in. $200 US for everything I needed. I show up here with my one suitcase, which is just my clothes, my laptop. That's it. That's all I own. Okay. $200 allowed me to buy like a little laundry rack to hang my clothes on after I wash my clothes and I dry them on the balcony with the little clothing rack. The green screen, a big thing of groceries, bathroom supplies, like we're talking toilet paper, toothbrush, toothpaste, all the toiletry essentials that you would need. I have a pan. I bought one pan. I bought 2 forks, 2 spoons, 1 cup. All of that probably cost me $200, and boom, now I'm set up. So I'm going to be talking more about this sort of position that I wasn't planning on being in at any point in my 20s, at any point in my life, really. I wasn't planning on being here in Asia at almost 29 years old. That's another thing. Next week, my birthday. In exactly 1 week. No, less than 1 week. In 6 days, my birthday, March 15th. I guess for you, it's 1 week. 1 week, March 15th. Mark your calendars. Mark your calendars, my friends. You can't stop it. You cannot stop. You cannot stop my birthday. My birthday is coming back after almost a year in remission. My birthday is coming back, baby. So, you know, this was not my plan, but we're going to talk more about this on Wednesday night, and I hope you'll join me. But this was not my plan. You know, plan A was to get married young, have kids young, buy a house, you know, get a good job. I was not planning on being here. I was not planning on doing this. Then your friend gets recruited to a pyramid scheme. You know, your then best friend in 2015. That destroys the relationship because you tried to get him out of it. Funny enough, my former best friend who was in World Financial Group, it's the same company Patrick started out in. So this is kind of personal to me, the whole Patrick thing. You know, it's all tied together. It's all connected. And then a few years after that, you start making YouTube videos. You make a video about World Financial Group. You realize there's millions of other people who have gone through or are going through the same thing with their friends and loved ones. And you realize that there's a need that has to be filled here. So you start doing it kind of for fun, periodically, making these videos. And then you get deeper and deeper into it. You realize how ubiquitous and how all around us it is. And then you realize how tied to all the other corruption of the world it is. Lobbying, enshittification, subscription-based breathing, you know, subscription-based heated seats in the BMW, just nonsense. And then simultaneously, the prices of everything are going up. I realize, oh, I actually am never going to be able to afford to get married young and have kids young and buy a house and do all these things that I was initially planning on doing. And one thing leads to another. And here I am. I was in Vietnam last month for a month. And now here I am once again in a third world country, owning one suitcase of stuff. And, you know, my overhead operational cost for moving in was about $200 in order to be able to set myself up and continue doing what I'm doing. So, you know, I expected that my monthly payments when I was 20, I expected my monthly payments at age 29 would be like my mortgage, my kids, and my wife, and whatever else, normal stuff, my car insurance, my car, my gas. And now here I am at almost 29, and my monthly bills are the cheap amount that I pay for rent in this small one-bedroom, you know, apartment in a third world country, which isn't bad, by the way. I mean, know that makes it sound like it's bad. I also know that third world, I mean, if America and Canada is a first world and this is a third world, what's a second world? I have no idea. But now my monthly bills are my gym membership, my rent for this, you know, modest place, and my lawyer fees. That's the thing I'm concerned about, is being able to pay my lawyer every month. That's actually, fun fact, that is my wish for my birthday. For my birthday next week, my dream, my birthday wish is to get a bunch of money on stream so that I can pay my lawyer. And if I could get extra money that I thought that was more than I needed for this month, that means I would be ahead for next month, and I would just pay my lawyer's fee for next month as well. And then next month I can be like, okay, we're not so worried. That's my actual birthday dream. Is that sad? I don't know. I don't think so. These lawsuits take a long time, and I wish I could tell you guys more, but of course, you know how it goes. I'm not legally whatever able to talk about it. But yeah, that's my dream. Here I am. Plan A, get married, have kids, buy a house, you know, live a normal life. And now the what actually happened, I'm 29, third world country, trying to help people, free people from the mental slavery of multi-level marketing schemes, and being sued from every direction, trying to pay my lawyer. So yeah, it's interesting. I want to thank all the members and mods in the chat as well. I love when people donate memberships and help others get the perks, the emojis, and the early access to videos.
$49.99 Pawn Super Chat. Love
Yes.
you, brother. Glad you made it safe.
Oh man, thank you so
Looking
much.
forward to speaking with you soon about
Kale
Mr.
gone.
Scammington.
Appreciate you, man. I hope I said it right. Starting it off big. Kalegon, the 50 bones super chat. You love to see it. Yeah, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that. For real, thank you. It's really something, isn't it? It's really something. So yes, thank you to all the mods, all the members that are in the chat. I love when you guys when you guys build this cult even stronger and people donate the memberships to each other. If you're a member or if you're on Patreon, YouTube memberships or Patreon memberships, you get early access to all the new videos early, all the new content early, the custom chat emojis, and exclusive content that I don't post anywhere else. I sound like a OnlyFans chick. Exclusive content. My links. Tap my links. You know. And the chat button's not working. Love that. All good. Okay. Okay. I'm just reading some of your guys' comments here. Thank you, Kalegon. Appreciate you. Jared, thank you, Jared. Why he need a lawyer? Oh, you must be new here. I remember when Coffee told me, dude, Marco's going crazy right now. I think that was the start of me being down. It's been awesome, man. Thank you, Wes Frey. Appreciate you, real G. Yeah, custom reply and exclusive content. Yeah. What up, Neil Thompson? Am I still a passport bro? I mean, I am using my passport, but not for the reason that you're implying with passport bro. Joseph says, I'm poor. I've only been to 14 countries, so true. Rabo says, dunking on Patrick is the only reason I follow your channel. Well, I hope that's not true. Thank you, ADM Watson.
ADM
no, you can't move to a
Watson
third world
dropped
country and save
15
money.
Canadian dollars
Yeah, here we
upon
go.
Super Chat.
No, here, let me read
No.
it. No, you can't move to a third world country and save money. The secret is recruiting people from the third world to move to Canada. Then they recruit people from the fourth world into your downline. So true, so true. Banana Bender says, Marco is a great guy, great streamer. Some are calling him the best streamer, frankly. He's exposing Patrick Bet David. We call him Little Patrick. That's what we call him. He's a grifter, but that's okay, right? And oh, that was it. Thank you. I'm already sweating. Okay. Jessica says lawsuits is depressing. I did it with my former employer and won. Well, congratulations. We're glad to hear that. But yeah, they are. I mean, it's a mental stress like I've never experienced before. 100%. Okay. Thank you guys. Okay, let's get into this. Let's start with this. By the way, since I have my stream deck here, normally I press a button and a message goes into chat and I can post links that say like donate here or join the Discord or whatever. It's not working right now. Don't know why. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But I just manually put it in the chat there, so all good. Let's start in the earliest days. This came up, or maybe this was sent to me. This was uploaded June 5th, 2010. It only has 6,600 views. I'm going to show this to you. This is, let me move myself to the side here. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's see. How's this look? Good. This video is called Greatest Awards Ceremony Night at PHP People Helping People Conference. PHP Agency, 66.6K subscribers. Wow, you can't make this shit up. 666 subscribers. Okay. And this has 6,600 views. This is from the early days. Let's check it out.
It's just so awesome what we're going to be able to do for each other and for our country.
It's on 2x speed. Let me lower that. Let me put on 1.25.
It's just so awesome what we're going to be able to do for each other and for our country. And we're going to have so much fun doing it. So I'm glad you guys are here tonight. Thank you for being here. And I hope you guys enjoy the
That's Jennifer Bet David, Patrick's wife.
rest of the evening. Thank you.
Look at this. The early iterations of Patrick's PHP events. You know, we're used to seeing these big like Amway type events at a giant stadium, you know, Mercedes-Benz Arena or Amway Center Arena or whatever it is. And this looks like to be some sort of small hall. Like this could be in a hotel, for example. And it just goes to show, it's so sad when I see this. It was uploaded 15 years ago, bro. 15 years ago, I was 14 years old, 13 years old. And to think that when I was in junior high doing my science homework or whatever, this was going on and people were being scammed. And not just from this company, but 15 years ago and 15 and 30 and 50 years before that. People have been going to these kinds of MLM events and celebrating being scammed, clapping and cheering for the guy at the front of the room who is actively robbing them. It's truly remarkable, which is why MLM is such a more deeply nefarious fraud than just like good old cut and dry fraud, because you're not just scamming people, but you're scamming people while making them think that what you're doing is good, while making them think that you're helping them and that they're helping themselves and that they're, as the name of the company implies, people, helping each other. It's just so, it's so sick. It's so sick. And it makes me sad because this continues on. And ultimately it's a belief system. It's a faith. It's a religion. It's a mind-controlling cult movement, like I believe every religion is, unfortunately. What are the things we criticize about MLM? Well, you're not allowed to criticize the leader. You have to have blind faith. If you're part of it, they treat you like family. If you turn your back on it, they treat you like a leper, and they say you're a loser and you had a broke mindset and that you're never going to achieve anything. How is that different than when religious zealots say that if you leave the church or you convert to another religion or you become an atheist, which is the cardinal sin in some religions, that you say that you don't believe in God, they say they damn you even further than that and say you're going to go to hell. So I see so many similarities and so many parallels, and it's just it's sad, it's sad, but I believe it's a worthy and noble cause that I've not to eat my own ass, but like I believe it is a worthy cause that I've committed myself to, trying to help free people from these scams. But anyways, without further ado, let's continue this.
People wanting to do good things for themselves, their families.
People are starving for recognition, you guys. And I'll tell you what, this company turns people into heroes. When we can't do events like this,
the oversized suits,
when your family,
it's such a stereotype at this point. Like I always clown on these people, these insurance salesmen, for like how their suits don't fit and they're up there with their slicked back hair talking about like, oh yeah, this company makes people into heroes. Come on, bro.
This year, and you guys looking forward to you hitting marketing director, to you walking on stage, to your family winning. Please help me welcome and promote the first official marketing director of PHP, Cindy Cobo!
It's crazy how Patrick looks like he could be my cousin in this.
I'm so proud of them. And they're the leaders of Erica Cole. Give it up to the one, the only Sharon and Ernie Sears. Really proud of this guy. Only one person, he became the first ever person in the history of PHP to recruit 100 people, and he's been doing that. I see him going to 150, 200, 300 in no time. Give it up to the one, the only George Gallardo.
100 people. I mean, fun math quiz right now. If somebody in your MLM has 100 people, if one of these, agents has 100 people under them, that means they're probably making some good money. But for any one of those 100 people to be making anything, they would have to recruit 3, 5, probably more people than that. So already, if we want those 100 people to make anything, now we're talking about 500 people. Okay, well, what about that new bottom layer, the new 399 or whatever it is? What about that newest layer of recruits? Well, now they each have to have 5 or 10 people at minimum to make anything before expenses. So they're probably still not even breaking even. They're probably still in the red. Well, now we're talking, it just grows so exponentially, it's ridiculous. And when even him saying something like, oh, he's recruited 100 people, it lets you know, they tell on themselves. Here's this guy we're celebrating for his success. He has 100 people. He didn't say, Patrick didn't just say, oh, he's made X amount of sales. He's made X dollars in sales. He said he's presenting somebody who's successful. And the first thing he brings up as a marker of that person's success is how many people that he's recruited. He's recruited 100 people. And I see him going to 150, 200, whatever he said after that. I see him recruiting more people. Okay, so that we can infer that the measure of success in this company is recruiting more people. And if he's recruited 100 people to become this successful that he's getting recognition at the company, pep rally, we can just use common sense. It's not even math. We just use common sense. Okay, so for one guy to make money, we need 100 people. For one guy to make money, he needs the money of 100 people. For one guy to make money, 100 have to lose. For one guy to make money, 100 have to lose. New super chat alert. Joel, $50 super chat. Holy crap. Thank you, Joel. Marco, credit you and your community for recommending a book to learn how MLMs are not actually free market exchanges. I was committing this fallacy because I assumed the consensual agreement between parties in a free market translated to MLMs. Thank you for this, not only for this super chat, but for this comment as well, Joel. Yes, this is something that MLMs, this is one of the big lies. MLM is a lie wrapped in many other lies, and you have to peel back layers of lies to actually get to the truth. Legend Gaming, thank you for the $1 super chat. MLMs will try to say this is the American dream. In one of the videos we're going to watch shortly, you'll see them talk about the American dream and how Patrick embodies the American dream. In some ways, it's true, but it's in an ironic way because so much, America, commerce and business and politics has become about scamming and bribery and fraud. No political take here, but whether you're a Republican or a Democrat or whatever, this is not political. Don't say that I have TDS and don't say I'm a libtard for saying this. The fact that a president, forget who it is, the fact that a president would have a meme coin, a sitting president would have a meme coin is fucking ridiculous. I think we can all agree on that. Whether you overall like the president or not, that's not what it's about. Please don't come at me with oh, you're a libtard. I promise I'm not a libtard. The fact that the president would have a meme coin. So anyways, answering Joel's question. I assumed MLMs are not actually free market exchanges. I was committing this fallacy because I assumed the consensual agreement between parties in a free market translated to MLMs. The lie here at the root of it is that it's not actually a consensual agreement. Marco, what do you mean that it's not a consensual agreement? I was prospected to join an MLM. I signed the paper. I joined. How is that not a consensual agreement? Well, because in order to make a consensual agreement, you have to have all the facts. And I'll use an example that I've used before. If I offer you this drink and I say, hey, would you like a bottle of water? And you say, yes. And then you drink it. And then you die because I left out the part where I put poison in this water. Did you really consent? No, you consented to drinking water. I offered you water. I used the deception. I lied by omission and I left out certain information so that you would not be as equipped to make a rational, informed choice. So it's not mutual consent. It's not a mutually consenting agreement if one person lies by omission and leaves out important information. Now, let's start from the beginning. If I say, would you like this bottle of water with some poison in it? You would probably say no. You would probably say no because you wouldn't want to drink the poison. The difference between this sharing of information is the difference between me murdering you by deceiving you and saying, want to drink some water? And you find out that it's poison. That's murder. If I say, do you want to drink this poison? And you say yes, and you drink it, you committed suicide. So the difference between me telling you about the poison or not is the difference between, in one situation, you killed yourself. In the other situation, I killed you. Very big difference. When it comes to MLM, it's the same thing. When people get recruited to MLMs, scarcely do they ever say, by the way, 99% of people lose money every year. By the way, the average earnings of people in this company every year is $1,000 for the whole year before expenses, which doesn't even cover the monthly costs that you're going to incur, plus the monthly trainings and merchandise and whatever else other bullshit we pressure you into, events like the one that we saw on screen at this Patrick Bet-David video we were just checking out. Doesn't include any of that. Oh, and also this average is heavily skewed upwards by the people who are in the top 1% who actually are making $1 million a year. This is bringing up the overall average for everyone. So even us presenting you an average is misleading. We should be presenting you the mean or the median income so that you can actually have a clearer picture that most people are losing money. And then on top of that, even if you do have the data that says, oh yeah, the income disclosure statement says the average was really poor or that most people lost money, you know what they'll say? Well, do you want to be average? I don't want to be average. I want to be exceptional. So yeah, the average made this much, but we're not here to be average, right, bro? They've worked the gaslighting and the language games and the semantics to such an art form that if you weren't always Marco, who has spent almost 6 years learning about this in depth and literally reading books about this topic and having enough experience talking to these people over and over and over and thinking about it after, go watch any of my debates. Matter of fact, go watch the debate that I did with Alejandro from PHP. And you will literally, I mean, the comments are full of people being like, this is eerie how much this guy just like emulates Patrick Bet-David. They're just cloning themselves, It's like that old video. I don't know if you've ever seen that video of like the kid on Oprah who's like, he's a preacher and he's like screaming these Bible hymns with like this righteous indignation of like a Southern Baptist preacher. And Oprah asks him like, do you even know what you're saying? And he's like, no, I'm just repeating like what my dad's a pastor. So I'm just like repeating what I hear him say from the Bible. Literally Alejandro. But yeah, Stay Broke. Yeah, exactly. Stay Broke. Ponzinomics, False Prophets. These are both Robert Fitzpatrick books. Combating Cult Mind Control, Freedom of Mind, 2 books by Stephen Hassan. Another book that I would recommend, even though it's not directly correlated, is God Is Not Great by Christopher Hitchens. Rest in peace. One of the leading, atheist, what would you even call him? Speakers, debaters, philosophers, thinkers, in our modern history. You will learn a lot in that book about sort of cult control and mental manipulation and language games that are shared between religious people and MLMs as well. MLM is a religion, absolutely. 1984, another great book. Animal Farm, another great book. Yeah. Thumbs up the ting if you want to support the thing. And by the way, for anyone wondering why the 2 super chats didn't affect the goal, I always encourage people to donate using the Streamlabs link in the chat, because YouTube takes 30% of all revenue. YouTube takes 30% of the super chat donations, and Streamlabs does not do that. So if you want the money that you're donating to a creator to actually go to them, I would recommend not using a super chat. And the dono goal up here is a super chat widget. So, sorry, a Streamlabs widget. So it only goes up when the donation comes through Streamlabs. But yes. Even the name People Helping People, is such a obfuscation. You would only call it People Helping People to distract from the fact that it's actually people hurting people and people helping Patrick. An analogy I can give for this is the name The Church of Scientology. The Church of Scientology. Well, if you're going to call it the Church of Scientology, and then you're going to try to explain to someone, well, actually, it's not a church. They just call it a church so that they can have a tax-exempt status and pocket all of the money and not have to pay taxes. And really, it's actually just a mind control cult. Well, how do you go about explaining that the Church of Scientology is not a church when you just called it the Church of Scientology? How do you explain that multi-level marketing is not actually multiple levels of marketing, but it's actually an infinite level Ponzi scheme? How do you explain that people helping people is actually about people scamming people when it's called people helping people? This is like double speak masterclass. As a matter of fact, I have a video that I'm going to be dropping soon, which is literally a double speak, like deep dive course, if you will, on double speak that is going to be sort of a long and not boring video, but like a long video that is sort of like I'm using the book Double Speak, another great book, William Lutz, Double Speak, definitely that book. There was no tax, we didn't increase the taxes, but we just had revenue enhancement. You know what I mean? These are good examples. Oh, we're not bombing this country so that we can steal their oil. We're liberating them from an evil dictator. This is double speak. We didn't torture anyone. We used enhanced interrogation, but it wasn't torture. Just calling evil good, So I'm going to be releasing a deep dive video on double speak from that book, basically a book report, and giving my thoughts and, favorite excerpts from that book. And I'm going to drop that. I think I'm going to just drop that for members and patrons because it doesn't really fit on the feed, if you will. But yeah, very excited about that. Let's see. Mythic, Sabrina, yes, I love seeing the green names in the chat. Jelly Snack, what up? Stay broke, yes. Thank you, Spec, saying it's free to like the stream. Thank you. Mythic says, was rewatching those debates. I'd get secondhand embarrassment seeing how convinced Alejandro and Febby were. Yeah, Febby from World Financial Group, yes. Evan Floyd says, I think there's a difference between real religious followers and cults / MLMs. I was an atheist that converted to Christianity as a free thinker. Okay. People helping people. Yeah, and I trust people who say they're nice or have a great sense of humor, but yeah, totally. Okay, let's continue on with this. Oh, we died. Here we go.
Number 2 did $68,000. Number 1 almost doubled it. I would say wow also if I was you. It's really a wow. First ever PHP University Class 1 valedictorian goes to the one, the only, Jose Gaita!
John goes to the one and only John Smith. It's always just some guy you've never heard of who nobody would recognize walking down the street, but within the culture of that company, they're treated like a god. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a big treat for you today. John Smith is going to be speaking at our event. I know. Calm down, calm down. We've got John Smith here, ladies and gentlemen. We've got James Johnson. We've got Bob White, just like the most made-up names. We've got Robert Robertson. You know.
This is history. This is history. This is really nice, by the way. Very, very nice.
Hold on, are y'all still with me? Are we still good? Okay, yeah, we are.
Well, and at first, this is really nice, by the way. Very, very nice. Fits well.
Oh, it's just like World Financial Group with the jackets. Blue jacket, red jacket.
And the first official MVP of PHP goes to the one, the only, the guy that was number 1 going across the stage the entire time, who just promoted the first official marketing director in PHP, the one and only, George Pelayo!
Come fly now. Andrew in the chat. Andrew, this is the young gentleman from the PHP Multi-Level Misery episode. What up, legend? He says, if you flip to PHP's website, all of these people being celebrated so long ago are still scamming to this day. Yes, that is true. Oh, look at the portrait of Patrick with his wife. He really thinks he's like, I don't know, like Michael Corleone or something.
For this awesome event they did tonight. Let's stand up. Let's give him a round of applause.
He looks like a kid there.
It's the first official PHP ring earner.
See, this is the thing about Patrick and so many of these MLM guys is they start out with a company like Amway or World Financial Group or something like that, and they realize, oh, you know what? The way for me to make the most money is to be on top of the pyramid. So why don't I just go spin off and start my own? And that's what they do. Going back as far as the first MLM to actually traditionalize this method of scamming, Richard DeVos and Jay Van Andel, the founders of Amway, started out as distributors in a company called Neutralite. And if you've read the book Ponzi-nomics, you will have known these two much lesser known names, Meitinger and Castleberry, who are the two that actually created what we refer to as the plan, which is the infinite, endless chain recruiting pyramid scheme, essentially a Ponzi scheme with extra steps, which they've called multi-level marketing. This was designed by two guys, Meitinger and Castleberry, and the founder of the company Neutralite was a guy named Carl Renborg, and he was a failed supplement businessman and milk salesman in China, and he was a failure through and through. Meitinger and Castleberry, I don't remember which was which. One of them was like a cemetery plot salesman. The other one was, I think, a pop psychologist. And together they created The Plan. And they implemented The Plan with Neutralite, which was Carl Renborg's supplement company. And a young Jay Van Andel and Richard DeVos joined Neutralite as distributors. And then they realized, hold on, we can take The Plan and do our own thing with it. And they created The American Way, which was shortened to Amway. And if you look at Amway's website now, you'll see that they have different product lines, like Artistry is their makeup and skincare line. And they also have a line called Neutralite, which is their supplement line. And this is because once they started growing with Amway, they actually went back and bought the company Neutralite and folded it into Amway, and it's still around today, which is remarkable, as their supplement line. And actually, when I was in Malaysia a few months ago, I went, I'm filming this Amway documentary, by the way. Some of you don't know about this, but I'm working on this Amway documentary, which is specifically about the impacts of Amway in third world countries, because we already know how it destroys lives in the West. But you'll be shocked in this documentary to learn about how cataclysmic something like an Amway involvement can be to someone in a third world country who earns like 1/10 of what the average person in the United States would make, and the buy-in is still the same price. The products are still the same price. So if you think it's overpriced in the US, imagine what it's overpriced for someone who makes like, I don't know, 20 million dong a month in Vietnam. That's the currency. Or like, I don't know, 20,000 baht, 15,000 baht a month or something like that. It's really remarkable. And when I was in Malaysia, I went into their Amway headquarters and I did a bunch of filming there. And they have basically like a museum. It's basically like an Amway museum where you walk through and they have pictures of Carl Renborg and the Neutralite origins. And it's total propaganda museum. It was really remarkable. And I can't wait for you guys to see that, but it's still probably a few months away. Spec says, what's the psychology of pulling out a painting of yourself to show everyone? Not even a painting, a photo, Besides being full of yourself, is there anything manipulative at play there? I mean, I just literally think it's I'm big, you're small, I'm rich, you're poor, I win, you lose. Has he ever invited you to his podcast? Definitely not, and I doubt he ever would invite me to his podcast. Why would he invite me to his podcast? To prove to everyone why he's a scammer and explain to everyone why he's a scammer, Let's see. Where's the chat? Chat. Okay, there you are. DTI, what up? Okay. But I would go on the podcast, but he'll never have me. This comment makes no sense from Kenechi. Are you ain't an MLM? You keep moving from country to country. Weird. I don't know what the fuck that means. Nella says, I was in PHP 2020 to 2021. Listening to PBD and seeing that conference gives me anxiety. Of course it does. The museum sounds like Severance. I've never seen Severance, but I hear it's good. Danielle, what up? Okay, let's continue on here. Let's try to make it through.
And that first official PHP ring earner goes to the...
LOL, this guy in the background clapping like off time. Look.
And that first official PHP...
Just one clap? Hold on. Hold on. What's the meme of the dog? Where he's like, one singular clap is crazy.
And that first official PHP ring earner goes to the one, the only George Pelayo!
George Pelayo getting all the awards tonight. Oh! So bitch, picking up the dude who's scamming you like that, you know?
You're gifted. You got a shot to do something big in your life. You cannot listen to the critic. Let it be a fuel to your fire to go out there and do something big.
Wow.
One man with courage is a majority. Your number one will provide support. Number two will provide technology that's needed to go out there and grow the business. Number three will provide products that you won't be embarrassed to go out there and sit down in the market.
Dude, this part is crazy. This part, listen to how much he big ups PHP. Listen to this.
And present it to other people. We'll represent a company where you'll be confident to go out there and represent to other people and say, I'm part of PHP. And the last one, which is the most important promise from me to you, is we will not wait for it. Super hybrid PHP machine. Be innovative as Google.
Innovative as Google. Listen to this. Listen to this spiel he goes on about how revolutionary PHP is. I think you'll find this really remarkable because I certainly did. Watch this.
Innovative as Google. Trendy as Apple, simple as Walmart, be the next social network as Facebook, systematic as McDonald's, needed as Microsoft. Will keep going and going and going as the Energizer Bunny, the real thing as Coca-Cola, have it our way as Burger King, and Just Food as Nike. That's PHP.
So PHP is all these things. It's Apple, it's Microsoft, it's McDonald's, it's Nike, it's Burger King. Dude, it's Google. And this is 15 years ago, this video. It's really remarkable.
PHP website is translated in 50 languages. Vietnamese, Korean, Farsi, German.
Padding the runtime of his speech. Padding the word count of his essay. It's in 50 languages, and then goes on to name all the languages.
Spanish, English, Portuguese, you name it, Italian, 50 different languages. If you're not in, we're okay. Because there's plenty of people out there that do want to make history. There's plenty of families out there that want to be the heroes to their mother, to their dad. They want to hear those sweet words from their father saying, honey, son, I'm proud of you.
Projecting.
There are many people out there that want to retire their parents. Many people out there that want to win for their son, their daughter. There are many people out there that are burning up inside for an opportunity to go out and make a big difference. You have that shot. Whether you do something with it or not, that's not on us, that's on you.
Made it up? So we made it up, right? That's one thing we need to be aware of, is that we made it up. Okay. Now I want to jump forward. Actually, no. I want to jump even further back in time. And I want to talk about this. This is the page for PHP. The oldest video they have is a video from 14 years ago. Fire by itself has no power, Patrick Bet David. Greatest story ever told. This is something called PHP TV. I want to watch this one. I want to watch this one. And there's another one where he has this like digital, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like an animated, here, it's Steve Wozniak as well. It's like an animated dog and giraffe mascot that Patrick is talking to. It's super unhinged. Let's check it out. Rewind, bro. Went headfirst to the groin on the pickup. That was crazy. Yep. reading off the notes. Love it. Okay.
Hi, this is Patrick Bay David. I'd like to welcome you to PHP TV, and I want to send a message to you this month that it's just very dear to me because I relate to it so much. You see, how many times have you heard people say such thing as Johnny's lazy, Bobby's lazy, this person's not successful because they're so lazy, that person's lazy, this person's lazy, and we all wonder why nobody likes to be called, but why are these people lazy? Why are these people doing what they're doing? I remember when I was lazy 10 years ago. If you saw how I did things and how I grew up, and I was a very lazy kid. I was lazy about my grades. I didn't have a high GPA. I failed a lot of my classes. I didn't do too well in school. I
So cookie cutter, you know?
wasn't the kid that people said, this kid's going to grow up to be somebody. He's going to make a decision to do something big in his life. He'll be a hero. Not a single one of my friends in high school ever thought that Patrick Bay David, even my teachers, my professors, thought Patrick's going to be somebody that's going to do something magically big until some stuff happened, until some stuff took place in my life and boom, things changed. I want to tell you a story on this topic here, and at the end of the video, I will give you the symptom of laziness. Why is it that sometimes myself and yourself are lazy, and where is this stem from? And once you find out where this is stemmed from, you can get rid of it like this, and how you could do that, and how more exciting your life becomes once you know how to attack this little thing that we all have once in a while called laziness. No story has ever clarified this topic for me better than the story I heard 7-8 years ago. And it was a story about Little Mike and Big Mike. And here's how the story goes. Little Mike and Big Mike were
Made it up, making it up.
best friends. They grew up together. They did everything together. They played together. They went out there to school together. They had families. They barbecued together. They lived on the same block. They were next door neighbors. Big Mike wouldn't go anywhere unless if Little Mike was there with them. I mean, anything Big Mike ever did, Little Mike was there with them. Anything they ever did, they were together. And Big Mike was on a football team. And when he played on a football team in high school, there wasn't a single kid bigger than Big Mike. And Big Mike, he was in shape. He had big shoulders, big broad shoulders,
Big broad shoulders, such a strong guy. You look at Big Mike, we call him Big Mike, right? He was such a good-looking guy, looked better than Tom Cruise, probably. Great genes, great family. You know, a lot of people, they told me, Big Mike, he's so big. You look at Little Mike, a small guy, weak guy.
Big arms, big hands. He was the guy that when you looked at him, he looked like the athlete. He looked like the guy that could become an incredible athlete, make it into college football, NFL, all that stuff. And his coach one time pulled him aside and he said, you know, Big Mike, how come you're so lazy? Big Mike, how come you never practice? Or why are you so lazy? You know, well, cannot believe you got all this talent here, you're not doing anything with it. This is so ridiculous. I mean, you've been given all, people wish they could have your size, be 6'5", 250, and you don't want to do nothing. You don't try in football, you don't try in practice, you don't tackle nobody hard, you're not getting after that hard. Why is it so you're so lazy? And Big Mike used to always have his head down. He never explained, he just had his shoulders shrugged. He didn't want to explain at all anything on why he was that lazy. Then one day, Big Mike and Little Mike are playing outside. Big Mike turns around to go grab the ball from his backyard. He goes to grab the ball. When he comes back, he sees a car come, hits Little Mike, and Little Mike right in front of him gets killed, hit by a car. He gets killed, hit by a car right in front of him.
He sees a car go right in front of him and kill Little Mike right in front of him when he's hit by a car, when he sees Little Mike get killed right in front of him by a car.
Big Mike was devastated because Little Mike was his best friend in the world. He had nobody as far as friendship that meant more to him than Little Mike.
Him reading this story to his kid as a bedtime story, you know?
He went into depression. He didn't talk to anybody. He was completely devastated. This was over the weekend. Nobody could talk to me. He didn't want to talk to anybody. Monday comes around. They're getting ready for the last game of the season. He goes to the coach with determination. He tells his coach, he says, Coach, I want to play this game. Coach says, that's impossible. You haven't played any games because you never practiced. He says, Coach, I want to play this game, and believe me, you want to put me. He says, we're not going to do. He says, what do I need to do to earn the right to start this game and play the game? He says, it will be all based on your effort this week. Here's what took place. Practice time comes. Big Mike goes out there, tackling everybody, hustling for every fumble, pushing everybody, tackling everyone, intercepting, sacking the quarterback, running through people like nobody. People at the end of practice were bruised up by him, and everybody was intimidated by him. They said, what has happened to this Big Mike? How come you haven't played like this since day one? How come you haven't tried this like this since? How come you didn't show us all these talents? You're the best player we have on this team, and you never tried. Game day comes, Friday night.
high school. They played the game. Big Mike that day, everybody was watching. They couldn't believe somebody could play the way Big Mike played. He got 6 sacks, 4 interceptions. He caught the last fumble. He got the last fumble for a touchdown, winning touchdown. They won by a touchdown the last game. He became the player of the game. This is Big Mike. Interception after interception after interception after interception, sack, fumble, wins the game. Everybody's cheering, everybody's screaming. Big Mike holds the ball. He falls on the ground in tears, crying like he's never cried before.
Let me guess. A car drives onto the field and kills Big Mike as well, and kills everybody.
His relatives want to come around him. Everybody's coming around him. He's not talking to anybody. He's in tears. His coach pulls him aside. He says, Big Mike, how come I've never seen you play like this before? Why did you play the way you played here today? Here's what Big Mike says. He says, Coach, today I played for Little Mike. Here's why. Because Little Mike was blind. And today was the first day Little Mike ever got a chance to watch me play from heaven.
Dude. The twist at the end with Little Mike being... Bro. The Little Mike being blind twist. When did he become blind? When he was hit by the fucking car? He went on to marry Obama. Yeah. So fucking stupid. This is the worst of... The title for this is Greatest Story Ever Told. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
First day Little Mike ever got a chance to watch me play from heaven. You see, if you got the chills by listening to this story, I've told this story many times, but every time it gives me the chills, that is a perfect example of mankind is lazy until something catches our heart. Mankind is lazy until something catches your heart and my heart. And when it does, we become the superhuman. You see, if you're a parent, how many nights did you go to sleep? Your kid threw up on you. Your kid did this stuff on you. They were sweating. They were feeling bad. You stayed up all night, didn't get a single minute of sleep simply because you were lazy at one time where your kid cut your heart and you're willing to do anything for your kid. Listen, a question for you. What are you willing to do for your daughter and your son? Anything, you probably is your answer. Why? Because they catch your heart. You see, Napoleon once said, death only comes from a lack of energy. Death only comes from lack of energy. And lack of energy comes from taking on less than you and I are capable of. Taking on less than you and I are capable of. My question for you and myself on a daily basis is, are we taking on less than we're capable of or more than we're capable of? Because if we're taking on less, that is the reason why we're becoming lazy. But here's what happens. Laziness is stemmed from boredom. If you're bored, you become lazy. If I'm bored, I become lazy. But if we're fired up for a reason, a cause to go out there and do something magically big, and you work with a group of people that believe in the same things you're talking about, thinking the same exact way, and they're pure from the heart, it's all in them. It's not just, it's an act. It's really who they are. You become just like them. If you're one of those people, man, come play with us because we want to do something big here. I hope that's you. I can't wait to meet you very soon. God bless everyone.
Bro. He might be the king of Yap. He might be the king of Yap. Gary V type beat for real. The way it got so dark. Oh my god. ADM Watson, I find it so sad how PBD has some content on his videos that I really like and respect, but he still does stuff like this. It's such a disappointment. I mean, oh my god. Him being blind, I'm dead. I can't. It has to be satire, right? Yeah. Erica Molina. By the way, Erica Molina, thank you for joining the Patreon. Erica Molina. Big up Erica Molina. Thank you, Erica. I used to know a girl named Erica. A girl named Erica, yep. She was in her prime. Okay. Christian, thank you for the for the super chat, Christian. Nobody donating through the Streamlabs, hey? Everyone hates Streamlabs. Okay. Marco, are you writing this down? Yeah, write this down. David, what up? R.I.P. Big Mike. I think it was R.I.P. Blind Mike, yes. Was Patrick Big Mike all along? I guess so. I don't even understand the moral of the story. Honest to God. All this motivational masturbation. This guy has made his millions by scamming people, not through hard work. There are plenty of hardworking, honest people out there, but they don't have millions. Exactly. Erica says, my husband's name is Marco. Nice. Right on. Right on. That's amazing. That's amazing. Look at this new comment on the PHP debate with Alejandro. Poor guy is brainwashed. I know a few people like him. They all talk with their hands and have high energy. It's part of the strategy to come across successful. But if you hold them upside down and shake them, coins will fall out of their pockets. I wonder if Lil Mike died by a car he couldn't see. Yeah, probably. Donate to the Streamlabs, not YouTube, so Marco can pay his lawyer. Thank you, Jared. Thank you. The moral of the story, don't get hit by a car. Moral of the story, thumbs up the stream. It's free to click like.
Thumbs up the king.
Okay, we have another one. This is called How Do You React to Challenging Times? This one is from August 7th, 2010, 15 years ago. Let's see.
My name is Patrick B. David, and
My name is Patrick B. David. Has to guess. Doesn't know his own name.
My name is Patrick B. David, and I'm glad you're tuning back in with us. I read a story that I think is a story we all need to hear.
Oh, no, not another story. Please.
About. It's just one of those inspirational stories that sometimes we all question. You ever wonder why we go through the challenging times? You ever ask yourself, why me? You ever ask when you're sitting at...
Hold on, I'm lagging. I know this one. You jump in front of a car to avoid your lazy friend Big Mike. Yep. Can I offer you a hard-boiled egg in these trying times? Actually, yes, I would enjoy that. Thank you. So that's screen share. I'm streaming in OBS. I'm in 2K resolution. We're live. It's open on my. I've got a lot of tabs open. It's open on my phone. It's open on my computer. Why does he have a chef jacket on? LOL. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're fully back. Fully active. Okay. Boom, boom. There we go. There we go. Thank you guys for bearing with me. All right, I think we're fresh again. We are fresh. Let's try this again.
At night, or maybe you're, on your knees praying, you're asking God, and God, why am I going through these challenges? Why am I going through all this stuff that I'm going through? Well, I read a story that made things and put it in a way, in a perspective I've never seen or never heard before. And this is how simple the story is. There was once a butterfly where this man is sitting at the bench, and he sees this butterfly in a cocoon. The entire time he's fighting, he's trying to get out of it, and he's trying to do his part to get out of the cocoon. So the man's watching more, and he sees the butterfly struggle some more. So he was watching it again, and he sees him struggling some more. So he's watching it, still struggling. Finally, the old man says, you know what? I need to do something about this, because this is not fair that this butterfly is going through this in the cocoon, and I'm going to set him free because he's really struggling. So he takes the scissors, takes the butterfly, starts cutting the cocoon.
Bro, already he keeps adding new details that should have come before. You know, he'll be like, so this guy was taking a piss, and the thing is, he had pants on, so he was pissing his pants. And then, so it's like, oh, okay, I had one visual in my mind where a guy is pissing, so he's standing there already, his pants are off. And then you tell me after that his pants are on, so he's pissing his pants. It's like, he sees a butterfly. I picture a guy sitting on a park bench looking at a butterfly. And the butterfly's in the cocoon. I'm like, oh, okay, put the butterfly in the cocoon. And he's trying to come out of the cocoon. I'm like, oh, okay, so he's like half in, half out. Okay. And the guy's watching him, and he grabs the scissors. I'm like, oh, okay, so maybe we're actually inside of like a lab with butterflies. Now he has scissors. What, did he just have scissors with him at the park? I'm so confused already. I'm so confused. Muted. What's muted?
And as he...
No audio, Big Marco. Marco's giving out the chef's favorite recipe, but it's copyrighted, so he's muted. PBD attacking the stream. Come on. All right, thank you. Let me see. Y'all lying to me.
Butterfly.
So it's like, oh, okay. Okay, so you are lying to me. I love it. I love it when you guys lie to me. Okay, let's continue.
He's doing this. He sees the cocoon falling, and the butterfly falls down, and he frees him. So the man's very grateful for himself. Well, we did this for this butterfly, and he's thinking, you know what, this butterfly is now free. He can go out there and do all the things that he wants to do. But what he notices, little did he know, when you look at the butterfly, he's got a swollen body with small set of wings. So the butterfly is walking, crawling, doing his part. He's crawling, but can't fly because his wings are too small to be able to carry the weight that he has. Next thing you know, he's looking at him or thinking something's going to happen. Nothing happened. What the man didn't know about is God used the cocoon.
Please. If this is some silly ass Little Mike was blind plot twist right now, I'm gonna flip my shit. God is using... Tell me, Patrick, what is God using the cocoon for? What is God using the cocoon for?
Know about is God used the cocoon as a way to put that pressure between the butterfly and the cocoon, to put fluid into his wings, to get his wings stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And once with this resistance, when everything's ready, the cocoon will break and the butterfly will be able to spread his wings and fly and go out there and do all the beautiful things and see all the beautiful places in the world that the butterfly can see, all through the resistance he or she had to go through. So you listen to the story and you're thinking to yourself, sometimes you and I go through a lot of challenges. Whatever yours may be, somebody else is going through another one, but we all have a set of challenges that we're going through. And we wonder why we're going through it, rather than looking at it as, maybe God is using this in a way to strengthen me. You see, I love it when, you know, how sometimes they say, be careful what you pray for. This is a beautiful quote, because it say, I ask for strength, God give me difficulties to make me strong. I ask for wisdom, God give me problems to solve. I ask for prosperity, God gave me a brain and brawn to work. I ask for courage, God gave me danger to overcome. I ask for love, God gave me troubled people to help. I ask for favors, and God gave me an opportunity. Next time you're going through some challenges, instead of asking, why me? Maybe you should be asking, God plans for me to strengthen my wings, so within the next 3, 6, 12 months, I'll be able to strengthen my wings, spread them, and be able to fly out there, go out there and experience all the beautiful things are out there for us to experience, as long as we go through the resistance and the challenging times that we need to go through. That's the message of the week for you. Be a butterfly, and when you're going through the tough times, fight through the cocoon. Don't take the easy way out, and the rest of it is all yours. Take care, everybody.
Why don't you let me fix you some of this new Mococo drink? All natural cocoa beans from the upper slopes of Mountain Nicaragua, no artificial sweeteners.
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
I've tasted other cocos. This is the best.
Exactly how I feel listening to these stories. What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
What do you want from me?
More.
How much more successful do you want me to be?
More successful.
How many records can my records break?
More records.
But I'm the best.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
What the does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
You're welcome.
What the is he talking about?
Literally how I feel.
Folks.
What the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant? I don't even have the strength. Here's another one. The secret to warriors, fighters, and competitors. I don't even have the strength for it. I'm sorry. We're not watching it. We're not watching it. If we fill up this entire dono goal to make me whole again for my startup costs being in this new third world country, we'll watch it, but I'm not watching that. The secret to
Last night's gala really swung me over. Last night's gala really swung me over. I mean, I'm just a follower and a believer in PHP. I think that if that were my life, I'm not into financial services, but, you know, if I were that sort of person looking for, oh, how can I, you know, find something to make some money? And I have a lot of energy and I want to give that energy and put it all in. I think I'd be everyone be successful in PHP. I really believe that. See, I look at Patrick in this company, PHP, and he, I think more than anything else, is instilling the people to believe in themselves and have that confidence and to make their business work.
That was every day we stray further from God's light. That was Steve Wozniak, inventor of the Apple II computer and co-founder of Apple, the company, selling his ass to Patrick Bet-David 14 years ago on January 14th, 2011 for some reason. And they have an hour-long interview as well. I think this looks like, oh, this was at the PHP Bowl, like the Super Bowl of PHP. The annual sales conference for PHP held in December in Las Vegas. Oh, my God.
Person we're going to bring up here,
See, this has been Patrick's strategy for a long time. Have these PHP events, get the money that he's scammed from his unwitting victims, use some of that money to book these high-profile speakers and film content out of it, then clip that content up and redistribute it on his own personal brand channel, Valuetainment, so that he can build himself up as like a Larry King type, you know, media guy and have his own podcast. You know, it's really crazy. I remember when I saw the PBD Trump podcast from a few months ago, like before the election, and I was like, damn, two guys who have made it to the top of their respective fields, who both got there from scamming, who both were enabled by multi-level marketing schemes. Trump as well. You guys have heard me talk about Trump is probably the person who's advanced MLM the most of any person in history that I can think of, aside from like the actual DeVos and Van Andel family, the Amway families. Trump himself, you know, promoted ACN, had his own MLM, the Trump Network, made Betsy DeVos the Secretary of Education, aligns himself with people like Patrick Bet-David. It's really, really crazy. There's a turtle crossing the road. What's Wendy Bird going on about? Yeah. Patrick converting me back from anti-MLM. So funny. Let's see. Do we dare see Wagwan here?
I've been looking forward to this for a while, especially for this interview, specifically because you want to talk to people who have already done those things. He is incredible industry, but please help me bring up the one and only Steve Wozniak. It's been fun. Did you have fun last night with us, by the way?
Had a lot of fun. I didn't realize that the alarm clock in my room had got set 4 hours advanced. So I went to Stanford Linear Accelerator Center. And in those days, it was the high-end physics. The next month, we were coming out with the HP 67.
Yapping.
Did they take you seriously your first year? Did they laugh at you? Did they spread rumors? Was there a lot of propagandas? I mean, what happened when you first got started? How did they look at you?
The Apple I.
Trying to draw a correlation between starting Apple, a revolutionary computer company, and the doubts people might have about it in a time where home computing was an idea that was so far away that there was, you know, understandable skepticism. He's trying to draw a parallel between that and the skepticism and naysaying that people, you know, the friends and relatives of people joining PHP will give them and say to them. as though it's the same thing, you know? As though in an MLM, your chances of failure are not nearly guaranteed relative to what Steve Wozniak did, which was actually revolutionary. He's trying to draw this false comparison, as a true scammer would. How to read a book a day. Let's check this out. Using the Batman the Animated Series font.
One of the most common questions I get asked is, Patrick, how do you find time to read books with your family?
Hey there, Bradley.
Oh my God, hold on. Why is that opening?
Kids, CEO of a business, travel, show, all this stuff you do. How do you find time to read? So today, I decided to have some fun with this. Today, we're going to talk about 8 different ways you can find time to read. Number 1, every day take a 20-minute break. I've been doing this for as long as I can remember. I go grab a book off the shelf, go grab the bathroom keys, head to the bathroom, get set up, close the door, and I am doing nothing but reading books. I love doing this because no one ever interrupts me in the
takes his tie off to read a book in... Bro, no, bro, what?
Middle of the day saying you have an appointment here. I get a chance to read for 20 minutes. Number 2, instead of taking a...
Why not just sit in your office and read the book? Why do you need to imprison yourself in the bathroom? This might be the weirdest thing I've seen so far.
Shower, take a bath. This allows you to pour yourself a glass of wine, relax, and read a book and enjoy yourself. Number 3.
Yeah, come over to my house. I have a video I want to film. I'm gonna get naked and go in the bathtub. Get a shot of this.
Always go to bed with books.
Vinny, get a shot of this.
Books next to you. It should be the first thing you do when you wake up and the last thing you do before you go to sleep. And the great thing about reading books in bed, they never leave you when you wake up. Number 4, always have books downloaded on your mobile device. This gives you the opportunity to have a book with you no matter where you are. Number 5, always walk and read. Whether you're walking your dogs or walking with your sweetheart, it gives you another chance to read a book.
Imagine being on a walk with your girlfriend and you're fucking nose deep in a book and she's like, you know, trying to talk to you. You like trip on a twig, you know, trip on like a stump coming out of the forested path ground and trip and fall on your face. Oh, my book. Like a little nerd.
Number 6, always have a headset with you so you can listen to audiobooks. My recommendation is to listen to biographies on audiobooks and everything else on regular books.
Why did you need the hat on before the headphones? Rethinking narcissism. The bad and surprising good about feeling special. You can't make this shit up. If this isn't the most Patrick Bet David thing to be listening to, oh my God. This is why it's good to be a narcissist, actually. Look how content he is thinking about being a narcissist.
Number 7, always read while exercising. I can't think of how many books I've finished just in the gym alone. Number 8, turn off all the notifications on your phone. Each notification can distract you from reading your book. Notification can distract you from reading your book.
Angry bird, you know.
Using these 8 simple ways is the reason why I've read over 1,000 books in my life, and I don't see any reason why, if you applied some of
knowledge.
these things, why you can't finish a minimum of a book a week and possibly one day become officially addicted to reading. And by the way, if somebody tells you, I don't have any time to read, can you please share this video with them and maybe tag their name on the bottom? Thanks for watching. I'm Patrick Bet, your host of Hakiem. I just want to thank you for all the love we get regularly on social media. And also for my top 100 books for entrepreneurs, click on the link to go to my website. You'll see a link right there for top 100 books. If you haven't, we get regularly for watching. I'm Patrick Bet, your host of Hakiem. I just want to thank you for all the love we get regularly on social media. And also for my top 100 books for entrepreneurs.
What happened? Why is my mic dead? Always read while Scott. Test. Okay, we're back. Why did it cut out? Where did I lose you? Let me go back a second. Let me go back 1 second and see where I lost you.
But what he no problem, but can
Mike was blind. All right, we're back.
I can't think of reading your book. Reason why I wrote. Reason why, if you applied some of.
What did I even say there? I don't even know. What did I say here? I got no notification that the mic had even cut out, you know?
Using these 8 simple ways is the reason why I've wrote over 1,000 books in my life. And
oh, yeah, this is what I said. I said this is the most knowledge, where is it? The most
knowledge
Ty Lopez video I've ever seen. I mean, and then I said, like, Ty Lopez had come out. Initially, he said he read a book a day. And then he came out and he said, oh, actually, I might have read the back of a book every day. Or I might have read, like, you know, a page of a book every day. But because I read from a book every day, technically I read, in parentheses, from a book every day. So it's insane. Truly insane. Thank you, Diz5. Thank you for calling out this grifter. Thank you. Banana Bender, reading while skydiving. Yes, thank you. Muted. I love it. Could hear the last time you were talking. Love that. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, the mic just decided to not work anymore, which we love that. Patrick killed your mic. Yep. Okay. Ty Lopez knowledge. Okay. We've got more. How to have a budget and prioritize your goals. Okay, I actually don't really care about this one. I want to get a little bit, I want to do a time jump through to the future a bit. But there's this video from 2012 with Newton and Bradley, Patrick's animated assistants, that I'm curious to check out.
Nice. Oh, sweet. Oh, that's cool. Oh, check that out.
Hey there, Bradley. What are you up to?
My man, Pat, you gotta check out this new smartphone I'm getting. It's sick.
That is pretty cool, but didn't you buy a phone just a few months ago?
That phone is so 2011. I mean, this one has a personal assistant built right in. She tells you what you need to know, bro.
Gotta be kidding me. Newton, can we get you in here, please?
Oh, my schizophrenia.
Hello, Patrick. How may I be of assistance?
I just want you to see what your protege is getting ready to buy here. Honestly, I don't want to deal with it. He's all yours.
So, Bradley, what happened to your other phone?
That dinosaur? Nothing happened to it. But you can't expect me to use last year's phone. That would be just wrong.
Is this for kids? Who is this actually for, Patrick? Why did we need the animated avatars, like the characters doing this? Why couldn't you just say this?
Besides, I need all the features on this new phone to build my business. Mwah. Thank you, Mr. MasterCard.
Oh, Bradley. What if, instead of putting that phone on your credit card, we work out a plan to buy it with cash? Or not at all?
Well, I suppose it would be better not to have to pay the 30% interest. But I don't have that kind of cash right now.
Well, let's talk about your budget.
I'm sorry, my what?
Your budget. It shows you where your money is coming from and where it's going. By putting together a budget, you can see what you can buy now and what you can postpone until later. Here, start by making a list of the things you really want to have that are going to cost money. The first step in creating a budget is to write down your financial goals. Then prioritize them in order of importance. Let's see what you've got there, Bradley. Interesting. So, in addition to a new phone, I see that you would also like to purchase your own home. Oh, and pay off your credit cards. Excellent.
Oh, yeah. I thought you'd like that one.
Well, the trouble is, you're never going to pay off your credit cards if you keep using them. And you certainly can't save money for a down payment on a house if you keep taking on new debt. So, let me ask you, which of these goals means the most to you?
I suppose I could wait to get a new phone. I mean, especially if it's going to get me one step closer to Bradley's beach bungalow, you know what I mean?
All right. I just simply can't believe you've done this. 2012. Doing the Impossible book is the name of the video. Doing the Impossible book, not doing the impossible, parentheses, book, or like quotations. Let's check it out.
Hi, my name is Patrick Bet-David. I'm the author of the book, Doing the Impossible. For centuries, the most powerful, richest, wealthiest emperors, generals, kings ruled the world by a certain set of laws that they didn't want the common people to know about, because once they knew about it, they could no longer be controlled. Matter of fact, there was once a time where common people like you and I were not allowed to read books in many countries. It was just not allowed to read books in many countries, because once you and I read the books and we understood certain secrets on...
Speaking of reading books, Banana Bender says, I remember H3 making funny videos of Ty Lopez, and they got a video of him saying he used to get people to read the book for him and summarize it for him, aka ChatGPT, you know?
Laws on how these folks had all this power and control, then they could no longer do that to you and I. So I wrote this book. I don't want it to be a regular book where there's many great books out there on success and other things, but I read too many books that's just about go forward. Everything's going to be all right. Be positive. Be this, be that. Where I wanted a book to tell me how ugly can it be if I do really decide to go out there and do the impossible. Am I really willing to go out there and deal with the critics? And if I do, how do I deal with the critics? So this book's for a person that may be a little bit crazy, a little bit wild. You may be called a little bit controversial. Well, you want to go do something that maybe never been done before, and your relatives, your friends, your family members think you're nuts. So in the book, I talk about 25 laws in the book on doing the impossible. And all the laws are broken into 3 different sections. 10 of the laws are in the first section of you needing to recreate yourself in order to do the impossible. So how do you recreate yourself? There's 10 steps for that. The second section is, you know, identifying your cause. Everybody has a different cause on why they want to do something. So you see a lot of people that do the impossible in different arenas, but what is your cause? What's important to you? What is it that fires you up? We talk about 8 laws on how you can identify your cause.
It's amazing the amount of effort and like how much propaganda and media is created around the idea of just being a fucking scammer. It's truly remarkable.
And the last one is making history, going out there and making history. And there's 6 things to keep in mind, 6 laws to keep in mind on what happens when you do decide to go out there and make a difference, on what to expect from your critics, your competitors, on what things are going to happen that you may not be pleased with. But at the end of the day, what will happen at the end if you do make a decision to go out there and do it? And that's in this book, 25 laws for doing the impossible. And I certainly am looking forward to hearing from your adventure of doing the impossible, your thoughts, your ideas, your favorite laws from you once you finish the book.
Yeah, that is a really small book, isn't it? Such a small book. You look at me, I've got big books. My books are so big. The biggest books. Trust me, I know books, people. I know a lot of people who read a lot of books, read a lot of books. They say, sir, your video, your book is the best book. Okay, let's jump ahead a bit. Uh-oh. Did we get a Streamlabs dono for the first time? No, we didn't. It says, another super chat. A long-time supporter of your videos. God bless. Bro, I'm a bit worried now. Is the Streamlabs link not working? Did anyone try to do it and then it didn't work, so they went to use super chat? Thank you, Drone18. Really appreciate that. God bless. God bless. Thank you. God bless. When Patrick has to show people his house and all of his possessions, it's a huge turnoff. Well, they all have to. They have to give you social proof because they don't actually have anything profound to say. Patrick, a typical salesman, we can all see through his BS. Can't even do a video nowadays without promoting his webinar you have to pay for. Exactly. Do you have a take or see any relevance of the Apple TV show Severance to MLM culture? People keep telling me about Severance. I might have to watch it. But no, I haven't seen the show. I'm sorry. I know a little bit about it. I heard on a podcast they were talking about Severance and about how like people have their own fake personalities at work which is different than their personality out in the real world. So is that it basically? Do you see common folk who live in mansions in Florida with dozens of designer suits who commission artists to make tacky paintings? Yes, us folks who just love to read on the John. Exactly. Okay, here's something that I want to look at. DJ Vlad, this is a video with Patrick. Patrick Bet-David, I built my insurance empire by hiring young Latina girls. In the description here, we can see, after his mother moved back to Iran, Patrick stayed in the U.S. and lived with his sister, selling his Chevy to make ends meet. He was innocently arrested for being thought to be part of a notorious gang, adding to Patrick's challenging life situation. Eventually, he joined the army and later attended Santa Monica College for a short stint, motivated by the life of his hero, Arnold. Patrick then began working at Bally's Total Fitness, as we've heard a million times, and later at Morgan Stanley, as we've heard 1,000 times, just before 9/11. He transitioned to Transamerica World Financial Group for more than 7 years, and in 2009, Vlad established, I think they meant to say Patrick established, his own insurance company. The agency grew from 66 to 45,000 agents across the U.S. before being sold to Integrity Marketing Group. The company facilitated individuals to get an insurance license and sell life insurance and annuities, mostly on a part-time basis. He clarified they did not sell auto insurance, and the goal was to help people improve their financial situations. And then if we look in the comments here, actually, this was quite interesting. If we look in the comments, 3 weeks ago, look at these comments. This isn't even sorted like, okay, this is sorted newest first. Okay, here we go. He scammed a lot of young women is what he's saying. 200 plus states. He just can't stop scamming. 200. MLM plus POS equals PBD. Running an MLM scheme and people think it's legit. This was exposed years ago. He folds if you push him on how he made his money. Doesn't he come on his platform and rail against DEI? Yes, that's true. Speaking of DEI, shout out to DTI. Streamlabs is working. Thank you. We've got a $5 Streamlabs donation. Thank you. Thank you, DTI. Appreciate you. I was a fan until I found out he made his money in an MLM pyramid where 99% of the people pay the 1%, and only that 1% makes money on the hard work of the 99%. They throw smoke with fancy celebs and meetings attending to confuse people as if they can be successful, preying on poor people, minorities, immigrants, and desperate people. This goes for all MLMs. Facts. Yes, so true. PBD preys on the Mexican and Latino working class. He's a slime ball. This is an objective truth. Are you detractors 100% certain you know what a pyramid scheme actually is? Yeah. To get that rich, the majority of time you're running a business that screws over people or your workers. Simple as that. Pyramid scheme, robbing people, and on and on and on. This video actually ties perfectly into the next one that we're going to watch. So I skipped ahead to the timestamp that's relevant because the first almost 4 minutes of this is purely just Patrick going on endless tangents as he is prone to doing.
Club, the biggest club Hollywood had, Bally's had at Hollywood El Centro, 43,000 square foot club, beautiful club, and they gave me this job. So I go there, then I performed, and they moved me to Chatsworth Bally's, and I said, I'm done with Santa Monica. Going from Chatsworth Bally's to Santa Monica is a long drive, and I said, I'm done. And then I meet a girl named Janvier at Venice Beach who worked at Morgan Stanley Dean.
Already yapping, you know, already like on such a yap spree.
We start dating. And she picks me up in all these nice cars all the time. I said, what do you do for a living? How do you make this kind of money at 24 years old to have these cars? She says, I work at Morgan Stanley Dean Witter as a broker, financial advisor. Then I get my job at Morgan Stanley Dean Witter about, day before 9/11. And then obviously I stayed in the industry for 20 plus years.
Okay, so you started Morgan Stanley.
In the industry. MLM is not the financial services industry. You're a scammer disguising yourself with a product. If you run an MLM scheme, you might choose the disguise of supplements. You might choose the disguise of essential oil, candles, leggings, protein powder, and in some cases, like with PHP, you might choose the disguise of insurance and financial services.
You go to Transamerica at one point?
Yeah, so I'm at Morgan Stanley for a year. Mm-hmm. Then I go to Transamerica World Financial Group for 7.5 years. And then I start my own company.
That's in 2009.
That's in 2002. April 15th, 02 is when I go to Transamerica. 2009, September 23rd is when I start my own insurance company.
Exactly. PHP Agency.
Yes.
Tell me what that is.
PHP Agency is a financial marketing organization selling
Wrong.
life insurance and annuities.
Okay. Remember this moment where he said this is a financial marketing organization, FMO, right? Hold this in your mind.
We started off with 66 agents, and we grew to 45,000 agents in 200 plus states and 200 plus offices, 49 states. And we just recently sold the company a year and a half ago to Integrity Marketing Group And the money came from Silver Lake. But yeah, I was excited. Went from one office to a few hundred offices nationwide.
Okay, so what exactly do you guys do?
So so say for example, I meet him, okay, and I say, so what do you do? I'm doing X, Y, Z. Are you happy with your job? Not.
Why can't you just answer the fucking question? What exactly do you do? Okay, so let's do this. Let's say I meet him. I ask, what do you do? Are you happy with your job? Dude, fuck this guy to the ends of the earth and back.
Well, I meet him, okay, and I say, so what do you do? I'm doing X, Y, Z. Are you happy with your job? Not really. How much money are you making? 80 grand a year. What are your dreams? I want to have a house. I want to send my kids to private school. What kind of money you need to make to do that? $250,000 a year. How soon is, Vlad going to pay you $250,000 to be able to do that? Not anytime soon. What are you going to do? Stay here? You want your dreams to become a reality? I want to do something big. Great. Why don't you get an insurance license?
Literally shitting on Vlad as an employer during the interview with Vlad to like poach his employee. So scummy.
Part-time. I'm going to teach you how to sell the product. And then from there, maybe you make $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month.
Yeah, the irony. I mean, that's double speak as well. Integrity Marketing Group. If you call, it's like how that Jewish rabbi who bought Pornhub is a lawyer for a company called Ethical Capital Partners, and they bought Pornhub.
Part-time. And then if you later on get good at it, you can go full-time. Then maybe you can become a broker. That's pretty much what we do.
So you sell insurance, life insurance. And
So if you sell life insurance, what was the point of that beginning spiel? What was the point of, oh yeah, what do you do? How much you need to make to, what are your dreams? Like what kind of legitimate job would ever ask you that type of information? None. Spoiler alert, none.
Other types of insurance as well?
Not auto insurance. It's strictly life insurance.
Strictly life insurance.
Life insurance and annuities. I used to be Series 7, 66, 31, and 26, where I could sell stocks, bonds, mutual funds, commodities, futures. But in PHP, it was only insurance and annuities.
Opening his jacket like he's about to sell you a fucking sundial.
Okay, PHP stands for people helping people.
Yes.
Okay, now selling
people helping people is double speak. Integrity Marketing is double speak. Field Financial Marketing Organization is double speak.
Life insurance is a very old business in America.
And very hard.
You guys did not come, you're not the first, first to do this. How was it you differentiated your company from all of the established companies that have been doing this for probably 100+ years?
That's a great question. So
nodding like he has some profound answer and not like he's just literally copy pasting the blueprint of World Financial Group and another one whose name I can't say for legal reasons.
Here's what I did. When I was working at Bally's, I sucked in my first month in sales. A month later, I'm about to go back into the Army, and Cisco, my boss, he says, before you quit, go sell memberships at Fox Hills Mall. I said, I can't sell memberships in the gym. You want me to sell gym memberships at a mall? He said, just trust me. Go there. You're going to work with a couple guys. These are professional hustlers. You're going to learn. I said, great. I don't know if you're familiar with Fox Hills Mall, so I go to Fox Hills Mall.
It's in Inglewood, right?
It's in Inglewood. It's like right by, yes. So I go to Fox Hills Mall, and a day later, 2 days later, a week later, I sell my first membership to a girl, $75, down $30 a month. I can't believe she's giving me a credit card in a mall to sign a 36-month contract. Then I sell my second, third, fourth, fifth. Then I become the rookie of the month. And so then I realize I can sell. So then the question is, am I going to sell memberships for the rest of my life? What product do I want to sell? The good news was I worked under a couple of guys that were very good in sales, so they taught me good habits. Cisco was a professional at Bally's. Dexter was charming. Ruben was systematic. Joe Reyes asked
Patrick was a yapper.
The right question. Molina was great on the phones. I'm watching everybody to kind of learn how to get better at this. And then afterwards, I'm looking at all the industries. I'm like, am I going to do real estate? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? And then I chose financial industry. So the part about PHP that differentiated us than everybody else is, while I'm at Transamerica, I'm watching what's going on with elections. I'm watching what's going on with...
I thought healthcare companies sell life insurance. Why would an MLM sell it? Great question, Banana Bender. I mean, if we don't all already think that insurance as an industry is fucked from the beginning, I think probably that's the best way. We should start there to answer that question. Start acknowledging that off top.
Social media. In 2004, if you remember, Ron Paul in his 60s raised $6 million in 24 hours on MySpace, running for office. I'm like, $6 million. It was a record-breaking number. Nobody could believe an independent guy raising $6 million in 24 hours on MySpace. Then I saw Obama come in, gives his speech at the DNC, and a one-term senator becomes a two-term president. And his first campaign, he raised money from a bunch of Hispanics, $5, $10 Facebook ads. He was the first guy that understood the part of the Hispanic vote. And then everything was about woman power, women boss, girls in business, entrepreneurship. Then the data came out showing me that for every dollar that's made, 75 cents of the decisions made by women, more than 25, because they're the ones that's going out there doing most of the shopping. So
the way Patrick talks with his hands, it literally reminds me of like a sleight of hand magician, or like one of those professional pickpocket magicians who, like, they'll do a tutorial, or you'll watch the video slowed down to see how they did the pickpocket, and it's all about diverting the mark's attention, diverting the victim's attention away. Like, oh, look at here. Oh, got your watch. Oh, got your handkerchief. That's exactly what I think of when I watch him talk. If you just close your eyes and listen, you realize what he's saying is fucking yap. Almost all of it is yap. But you watch it, he's doing this, he's doing this, he's doing this, he's doing... It's literally like he's performing an interpretive dance for you when he talks. To literally be like, look over here, look over here, look over here, look over here, to distract you and trick you. That's what he's doing. He's a trickster, he's a scammer, he's a fraudster, he's a crook, he's a criminal. People ask, why is he not in jail yet? Why is he not in jail yet? Dude, why is the president launching a fucking crypto meme coin? Okay, we're in a period of time where regulation is out, crime is legal. So, you know, why is it that companies are allowed to start charging you for things that you had initially for free when you bought the product, but now they're bricking it behind a paywall of subscription? Why is it that you signed up for Disney Plus for $5 a month, and then a year later it was whatever price it was, and then a year later it was a new price? Why is it that with my Ring camera, I buy the physical Ring camera for $100 or whatever, and it works just fine, and I'm paying $5 a month to use the software, and then they decide, oh, actually, we're gonna more than double the price and take away the home and away feature unless you pay us the new price we want, and it basically renders the camera fucking completely useless. Why is a company like Brother, the electronics company that makes like printers and stuff, why are they punishing customers if they're not using the right ink cartridge, the right brand ink cartridge? Why do they need you to have a Wi-Fi connection for your printer? Why does your printer need to be connected to a network? Why do you have to have an app? Why is there a product where it's literally a water heater that you control with your phone, but you have to pay for a subscription for it? What's next? I'm going to pay for a subscription for my fucking blender? First, the issue a couple decades ago, oh, they don't make them like they used to. Things weren't as long lasting. Then it became that you didn't even have the right to fix the things you owned. Because, you know, if your phone broke, you couldn't take it to some third-party repair store because they didn't have the parts, because Apple didn't make the parts available. And you had to go to Apple and pay whatever their scammer price was to get a new phone screen, which was so expensive that they walked you up the price ladder to just buying a new phone altogether so that they could keep creating more e-waste and keep making more profit and keep selling you more shit. Now the issue is you don't even own the things you own because you buy it once and there's nothing stopping them from turning it into a subscription later, or it starts out as a subscription and then they take away features from the subscription and raise the price and continuously like make you walk the plank. So you don't even own the things you own. So first it was you own it, but it's not the same quality as it used to be. Then it was you own it and it's not the same quality as it used to be, and you don't have the right to fix it on your own. Now you don't even fucking own it anymore. Which is why, you know, there's the funny saying, you'll own nothing and be happy. Now it's almost like the inverse of that I've sort of discovered is own nothing and be happy. Own nothing and be happy. Right now, I own nothing. I have a place that I'm renting. I spent $200 approximately on what I need to survive for the next, like, you know, my home essentials, what I need to survive for the next few months. I bought paper towel, I bought toilet paper, I bought a toothbrush, I bought, you know, 2 spoons, 2 forks, one knife, one cutting board, one pan, one cup. I have what I need, you know? And if I go to another country after this, guess what? It'll cost me $200 again to buy the stuff again. And I'm one person. You know, I'm not moving a family around trying to do this. So to me, that's the only way I personally can vote with my wallet in 2025. The only way I can like take a stand, and we'll talk about more about this on Wednesday, but the only way I can take a stand against this is to disengage. But how do you disengage when literally everything around you is like this to some degree? You know, before I left Canada, when I was just there visiting for the holidays, I went to lunch with a friend, and we're in his truck, and he has one of these trucks where it's like a newer truck. It will like make a noise if your eyes, like it'll track your eyes in the car to make sure you're looking at the road. Come on, bro. Come on. Or if you like drive a little bit over the speed limit, it's gonna like me. So to answer your question of why is Patrick not in jail, you could ask the question about so many different things that it's truly remarkable. It's truly remarkable to even think.
So you're thinking, who's pulling out the decision? So then when I saw all of that stuff, and I read a book called Blue Ocean Strategy. I don't know if you've read it. Fantastic book. In Blue Ocean Strategy, it explains how the whole concept is that most people are in a red ocean. For example, let's look at the podcast side. Who was the first person interviewing hip hoppers that got as big as you did?
That got as big as me?
As big as you. I don't know if I can think of anybody. You may say Charlemagne.
Charlemagne, yeah, I was going to mention Charlemagne. He kind of came up around.
But it's really the two of you guys.
Yeah, and he was working under the Breakfast Club.
So watch this now. Yeah. So you guys have a blue ocean. Everybody else is trying to do what you guys are doing. They're now in a red ocean. It's too late. You've dominated the marketplace. You have a big edge. Now, if you don't recreate yourself and improve, new guy can come up. But the whole concept about blue ocean strategy is don't directly compete with somebody. Find a way to differentiate yourself from other people. And the formula is actually very simple. Increase something others are not doing. Decrease something everybody else is doing. Eliminate what everybody else is doing and create something new that nobody else is doing. So for us, I looked at this and I said, here's what we're going to do.
Mind you, the question that has influenced and motivated all of this yap, the question was, how did you separate yourself from the other companies, the other insurance companies, what they were doing?
One, we're going to target women as insurance agents.
Combo says, yeah, but you have big savings and income flowing. No, I don't. No, I don't have big savings. No, I don't have savings. As a matter of fact, it's a revolving, I don't know where the assumption comes from that I have savings. Every month I have to pay the lawyer on top of whatever my normal living expenses are. But I wouldn't wish the lawyer fees on anybody. Andrea, thank you so much. Or Andrea, I'm not sure if I pronounce it. Andrea, thank you so much for the Streamlabs. Don't know Andrea.
Because at the time, out of 100 agents, only 17% were women. Insurance industry didn't recruit women. Okay. They recruited men. 83% were men. Then a report came out from LIMRA saying the average insurance agent was a 56-year-old white male. 56-year-old white male. Wait a minute. The biggest generation is boomers, but millennials are big. Why are we not targeting this? Interesting. So maybe the insurance industry was dying because their agents were going over. They went from having 500,000 agents to like 200,000 agents. People were leaving the industry. So I said, perfect. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring young girls and I'm going to target minorities kind of like myself. So Hispanics, African Americans.
Crazy how much fucking Patrick looks like my dad and reminds me of my dad.
And then we'll compete in the marketplace from an angle where if I go to a house, if I'm selling you and your wife may not like me. She's done. She's not going to buy.
If my dad and Patrick were in the same room having a conversation, God forbid a conversation about business, a wormhole would open up. I swear to God. A wormhole would open up and both of their egos would be trying to like eat each other's. It's fucking amazing to even, like when I see it, yeah.
You and I may hit it off, but she may be like, babe, I don't trust this guy. When she walks over to the bathroom, I need to text you, go over there. But if a girl comes to your house to sell, she's going to be like, oh, I understand her because she's a mom like me. And you're going to want to buy from a woman maybe more than you're going to want to buy from a man.
There you go. So it's all a manipulation strategy based on optics. And mind you, this was uploaded 1 year ago. Okay, a little over a year ago, December 12th, 2023. And as the comment so aptly said, there was a comment down here saying, doesn't he come on his platform and rail against DEI? Exactly. Rails against DEI. But then in his own interview, Yeah, I was thinking we'll hire young Latina girls. And by the way, hire. You don't get hired to an MLM. Even the title of this is misleading. There's so much doublespeak in this title. Insurance Empire. First of all, you're not in insurance. You're a scammer who runs a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme that uses insurance as its disguise. I don't give a fuck what you sell. By hiring is not also not a correct term because you don't get hired to join an MLM. You sign a distributor agreement to become a 1099 contractor. You don't get a paycheck. You don't get billable hours. You don't get overtime. You don't get benefits. You don't get tax documents. You don't get a, tax slip. You don't get any of that. It's all on you. So you're not being hired either. You don't get a salary. So you're not hired either. So many fucking lies.
So we went that angle, and then the average agent today is a 34-year-old Hispanic female in the company.
Average victim.
51% of our company are women. 54% are Hispanic. We're the largest percentage of that in the marketplace. And that was our advantage. That was our edge. Obviously, social media helped because at the time.
I swear, if you, I would not want to get too close to Patrick in real life because I feel like I would get caught in the, like the wind vortex created by him breathing in through his nostrils. And I would get sucked in, to his nostril and never be able to get back out because the airflow of that is probably it's like a jet engine, look at how big his fucking nostrils are. If you got too close while he was breathing in, I feel like it could, if you're not holding on to something or like have really good shoes, it might actually like pull you into the vortex. So that's another thing that you have to be, keep your eye on this guy about as well. Okay. Now, remember I said, keep it in your mind that he said it's a financial marketing organization? Well, I want to show you this. This is a video. International Personal Development Association is the name of the channel. It's this guy, Bill something. I forget his name. No, it's Steve something. Steve Siebold. This guy makes videos about MLM, and he's like a pro MLM guy. He likes MLM. He has a video, The Truth About Patrick Bet-David. I'm not gonna make you watch this, okay? It's basically a puff piece glazing Patrick, okay? From 1 year ago.
And I can tell he was a young guy in his 20s, and he sounded so ambitious.
It's just a glowing review of Patrick Bet-David as a person. I want you to check out the description. 20 years ago, and by the way, this only has 2,000 views. 20 years ago, when I first met Patrick Bet-David, he was a young, ambitious, inspiring entrepreneur trying to get ahead. I watched him grow over the years to help him tried to help him whenever he asked. As the years went on, he built his own successful company, PHP, marketing financial products through an MLM compensation structure. As he became more successful, he started several YouTube channels and podcasts and developed a massive following. Because of our long-time connection, I got a lot of questions about him and PHP as well as his character. After watching him on Bill Maher, I reached out to congratulate him on his success. I hadn't spoken to him in years, and he texted back immediately. As someone who spent the last 40 years interviewing millionaires and billionaires, that was revealing. I taped this video to set the record straight on who Patrick is according to my experience with him. Patrick himself commented on this video and said, "Thank you, Steve. Much love." Now, why would Patrick... I'm just going to show you one thing. If you go to the transcript of the video, okay, and you search the word network, as in network marketing, it takes you to this timestamp where Steve says,
people, a lot of minorities getting started in his company. It's a network marketing company for financial services, effectively. And it was great. It's fantastic. And we were in his suite at the hotel, and he said,
okay, it's a network marketing company for financial services. And in the description, so he refers to it verbally as network marketing, and in the description of the video, he calls it MLM, multi-level marketing. And Patrick himself comments on this and says, "Thank you, Steve. Much love." But when Patrick himself is asked about it, he says, "We're a FMO, we're a field marketing agency, we're a financial marketing agency." Once again, if it hasn't been proven through all of the videos, not just the ones I've made, but that many other people have made about Patrick being a scammer, if it's not obvious that he is a liar, let's start with that, and an outright fucking scammer on top of it, if it's not obvious to you by now, I don't know. I I doubt it will ever be. Jared says, Marco lives in Sweden and Franz moved to Lebanon. So funny. Where am I now? Somebody asked, where am I now? In a different country. Cocaine knows. I hate that Andrew Schultz sucked him off and didn't even know his backstory. He was like, how you make your money from insurance? Exactly. Marco had a friend that had a YouTube channel. Yeah, Franz Lundquist. Subscribe. Agreed. Andrew Schultz sucks. I don't think Andrew Schultz sucks. I mean, look, you have to sort of keep like a sense of gray about the world because, you know, I love Jamie Foxx. Everybody loves Jamie Foxx, one of the most talented humans who's ever lived. But Jamie Foxx has been a promoter of Market America, the MLM Market America, for a long time now, speaking at their conventions and stuff for over a decade. I mean, I can condemn that and still love Django Unchained. You know, I can condemn that and still love Spider-Man. With Patrick, you might still enjoy his podcasts, you know? Like, if Patrick does a podcast with somebody who I'm a fan of or I'm interested in hearing what they have to say, I'll watch it, you know? Even though I know he is a scammer and he's a bullshitter, every time he opens his mouth, he's just bullshitting and yapping. Yeah, I will. Trump, you know, you could say that you like Trump for certain reasons, but you don't like the fact that he does other things. You don't always have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. As a matter of fact, it's probably better that you don't. It's probably a more measured and logical thing to not do that. But yeah, it does get really hard sometimes, especially when people only have the bad thing and they don't actually have any good redeeming qualities. I think you can make that argument about Patrick, but like I said, I do like some of his podcasts. So there's at least that redeeming quality, if you could call it that. And Andrew Schultz as well. I like his comedy. I follow Andrew Schultz, but I do think it's super annoying that he did that. And Dave Ramsey, I'm going to do a video about Dave Ramsey as well. Dave Ramsey, same thing. Like, he's given a lot of great advice, but he's backed up and defended Amway and multi-level marketing so many times on his show. It's fucking sad. Super sad. Yeah. The community note was not retracted. I have a video about that. The community note was just updated to be a little more gentle, but still says that it was a multi-level marketing scheme. Wes says, I still love Kanye's music. There you go. Now, as if we're not through with all the lies, you know, we talked about, or Patrick in some of these clips we watched talked about how Integrity Marketing Agency, or whatever they're called, Integrity, bought his company. Let's watch this. This is the actual video from Integrity 2 years ago. 2.7K subscribers, 22,000 views, talking about them buying PHP, sorry. PHP stands for People Helping Patrick. I love to think that some of these people came from my video, you know. This is an MLM scam. These emotional parlor tricks, deep tone talking, hands making a pyramid, naming of the companies are mid-level smart, but easy for a shepherd to see. These are wolves and the server that serve the god of money. Bars. You have a better chance of gaining a return with an underground Ponzi scheme than with an MLM. True. Pyramid scheme. True. You know, pyramid scheme. This should be illegal. Criminals steal from people. True. Looks like a cult of people who make bad decisions. True. A company partnering with a shady MLM scheme that uses the word integrity in their name is just the cherry on top of this pyramid scheme. True. Did you guys really buy this company for $200 million? Because that's what he's telling everyone. Please read. After a lackluster Saturday morning motivational speech, they drag you into a small meeting room where they give you another below subpar presentation that basically says the insurance industry is run by old boring white men and they are a young fun company helping minorities develop generational wealth. More like they prey on minorities and take their money. True. They try to impress these young people with loud fun music and the fact that their owner is famous and does interviews. True. True, 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 and true. Look, even Valuetainment commented on this video. Future looks bright. Eat my fucking ass. All right, let's watch it. And just tell me if you trust. Hey, in the chat. Maybe I should put a poll in the chat. Chat, tell me if you trust any of the people in this video. Every time you see a new guy on the screen, Just tell me a yes. Just give me like a yes or a no, or a 1 for yes and a 2 for a no. Let's check it out. Who do you trust? Let's see.
Patrick Bet-David represents the American dream. And he's inspired millions of other Americans to also live the American.
Do you trust this guy? I'm not even convinced that this guy is a real human. I'm not even convinced that this is not an android or like some sort of AI generated character. Brian W. Adams, John Smith.
American dream as well.
PHP is one of the fastest growing financial marketing organizations in America.
See, even in this, he calls it a financial marketing organization instead of calling it an MLM. This is like the doublespeak in MLM continues to transform over the years. We're not a pyramid scheme. We're network marketing. We're not network marketing. We're an MLM. We're not multi-level marketing. And it just keeps changing. We're social selling. We're peer-to-peer selling. We're social sales. A new video, the new infiltrating a pyramid scheme that I'm almost done with. Thank fuck. Been working on it for months and months. In this one, they call it digital franchising. Digital franchising, dude. So, okay.
Started with 66 agents. In 2009, grew to 20,000 plus agents at 170 different offices in 49 states. The DNA of our company is very energetic, very tech-enabled, technology, competitive. We want to do something that's never been done before. So when we looked at the InsurTech leader being Integrity, and us, our younger audience, accustomed to technology.
Look, him doing the hand shit.
We said this is the perfect fit. I'm excited to
a magician.
Announce that PHP Agency is partnering up with Integrity.
PHP is one of the most exciting businesses in the insurance business, and I'm so excited to now have
It's not the insurance business.
them be part of the Integrity family to help even more people with the American dream.
To scam even more people out of the American dream is what that translates to.
PHP stands for People Helping People. The best part about what I do is the fact that the insurance industry has helped me live the American dream, and I can share it with others as well.
Put a 1 in the chat if you feel that your life has been made better at any point in your life by the insurance industry. And I'm not even talking about MLM. Like, I dead ass genuinely mean insurance. Somebody in the chat, tell me if your life has been made net better or worse by insurance, by the behemoth that is insurance as a concept. Please tell me. Integrity also owns Family First Life. Wow. The guy started his career selling funeral services, said Andrew. The eyes say AI. Let's see. 222. Thank you, Shadow Realm. PBD is a huge piece of shit, then pushes Christianity. It doesn't make any sense. How could insurance that activates when you die make your life better? So funny. Thank you, Salik. Appreciate you. You'll just have to watch and see. You'll just have to wait and find out. The insurance industry is so helpful and such a good force in the world that when Luigi Mangione allegedly shoots the CEO of an insurance company that nobody's ever even heard this guy's name before, Brian Thompson or whatever his name was, the internet responds at best with apathy and, you know, at the minimum with apathy and at most with like glee. When Luigi Mangione allegedly kills Brian Thompson, the CEO of a big health insurance company, the internet responds on the low end with apathy and pessimism and like totally doesn't care, and on the greater whole responds with like actual glee and joy and saying free Luigi, you know? Banana Bender, thank you. Banana Bender says, I'm yet to see a McDonald's advertisement claiming their employees are living the dream by working for them, or in fact, any company, TBH. Exactly. Insurance helped me realize I hate insurance companies. Yep. Let's continue.
Patrick's already accomplished so much at PHP, but by joining Integrity, the opportunity to grow and scale is...
That guy is a robot. That guy is a robot, and I will stake my professional career on the fact that that guy is a robot. Dead eyes and clearly reading off of a fucking cue card. Tom Dempsey. I'm an AI-generated... I'm AI-generated Tom Dempsey. How can I help you today?
He accomplished so much at PHP, but by joining Integrity, the opportunity to grow and scale is uncapped.
Integrity. The opportunity to scam more people is uncapped. Again, 1 in the chat if you trust the person you see on screen, 2 if you don't. Here's Tom from the PBD podcast.
And PHP have the tremendous resources necessary to empower a new generation of agents, particularly millennials. We've always seen ourselves as a technology-enabled agency, and we see...
What does that mean? Technology-enabled agency. What does that mean? You guys sell insurance. What's the technologically enabled aspect of that? Using Instagram to be like, hey, girly, do you want to make an extra income? Hey, girly, check out my Lambo. Is that the technology side of it? Because by that logic, isn't every company technology enabled? That's such a fucking empty buzzword. It's such a nothing burger of a word. Technology enabled. We have an iterative 3-pronged strategy. I remember when I spoke at that first MLM conference. I'll never stop thinking about this. When I spoke at that first MLM conference that I spoke at in 2023 in Washington, D.C., and these 2 PhD women, professor women, before me went up to speak. And by the way, I was doing, my whole speech was about like double speak and language games that we're talking about like on this stream. PHP, people helping people, integrity marketing, financial marketing agency or financial marketing organization. These 2 women went up there. I don't even remember their names, and you don't know their names either. They went up there and they were like, MLM companies use an iterative 3-pronged gender disinformation strategy. Translated, what that means is that MLMs lie to women. MLMs deceive women. But the way they said it was a 3-pronged iterative... An iterative 3-pronged gender disinformation strategy. Dude. Why am I smarter than everyone? Why am I smarter than people who fucking went to university? Why do I have more common sense than people who went to university and use dumb-ass language like this? What is going on? I didn't even go to university, and yet I know bullshit when I hear it. And it's like people, academics especially, go to school almost to like come out, to almost to learn doublespeak, almost to like come out and talk this way and yap this way. Oh, we couldn't get the money for the pool, so we resubmitted the application, but we called it an aquatic therapy facility, and now we got the money. Read the book Doublespeak by William Lutz.
See that same philosophy at Integrity.
Here at PHP.
Do you have any comment on Pierre Poilievre not going on PBD's podcast? I know nothing about that. I'll have to look into that.
Here at PHP, we're training the next generation of leaders and hoping to leave a lasting impact in the industry.
What makes PHP unique is our culture and our mission to diversify the face of the life insurance industry. And with this partnership with Integrity, the culture, mission, and vision align perfectly.
Saying nothing.
When you find partners that align with your values, you know that you can do something special together.
With our workforce
Evil.
being over 50%
Sheena Sapala, is this Matt Sapala's wife?
women, I'm excited about our alignment with Integrity. When we stand for people helping people, we truly are now able to help everybody.
What makes this partnership even more special is the incredible employee ownership plan.
It is a special opportunity.
Oh my Mr. Potato Head. I do not trust Marcelino Rodriguez as far as I can throw him.
For our staff to become owners of the business. Integrity success now becomes a part of their success.
PHP by itself was growing year after year after year. And all of a sudden we're sitting there saying, so we can either choose to do it by ourselves or we can partner up with somebody. If we do it by ourselves, it may take another 10 or 15 years to get there, but if we team up and partner with an integrity, everything's accelerated. That's gonna speed up the growth that we have. So our feeling is the fact that we are just barely getting warmed up.
We encourage our agents not just to produce, but also to build their own.
I think this guy was in the first. Is this the guy that picked up Patrick by the waist? I think I recognize his name. George or Jorge Paleo. Was this guy in the first video we watched?
Own agency. PHP allows us to serve.
Matt Sapala. Matt Sapala looks like an extra in like a Dwayne Johnson movie where he goes back to his like Polynesian village and like, you know, says hi to his cousins. And Matt Sapala is just like one of the guys in the background that doesn't even have any lines. He's just like, hey, mahalo, you know?
An overlooked and underserved marketplace and demographic. And I'm thankful that this partnership with Integrity allows us to expand on that and drive in that marketplace.
It's so amazing that literal Ponzi scheme, pyramid scheme scamming is able to be dressed up. And, you know, they're saying you can put makeup on a pig, but it's still a pig, or you can put lipstick on a pig. The fact that you can dress up being a fucking pyramid scheme, Ponzi scheme scammer in 2025, or I guess 2023 in this video, to such a degree, and like zhuzh it up to such a degree that you actually are able to make money off of it and still have it officially looked at as a legitimate business, even though it's not, is so absurd. But every time people try to check me on this and be like, how could it be legal for so long if it's all these things you say? How was slavery legal for hundreds and hundreds of years? How was owning other human beings and, you know, keeping them in bondage and whipping them and beating them and raping them, and how is that legal for hundreds of years? You know, anytime I hear people in these comments be like, oh, well, if it's not illegal, that just makes Patrick a smart businessman. Okay, I would have loved to see you in the 1850s when slavery was still, you know, riding high, saying about some plantation slave owner, is it illegal what he's doing when he whips that slave? No? Then he's just a smart businessman. Okay, so you're just a fucking and I'm being generous with this first option. And this is the kind, polite option, you're a fucking idiot. Or B, you're just an evil piece of shit. Which is it? You choose. Because either you're so stupid you don't see what's wrong with that, or you do see what's wrong with that and you're still justifying it, which just makes you a bad person. Which is it?
Even deeper.
Estamos sumamente emocionados por el crecimiento que vamos a tener como PHP junto con Integrity.
See,
insurance is a people helping people business.
Does anyone in the chat feel that that sentence could be any less true? Insurance is a people helping people business. If that was true, why is 66% of all bankruptcy in the United States because of medical debt? If that's true, why did I just see a TikTok video the other day of a guy on the phone with his insurance company, and he has it on speaker, and he's saying, how come my bill for this ambulance ride for my daughter was $600, $700, but then after I put it through my insurance, it was $2,000, and the insurance agent on the other line says, oh, the discount is just for people that don't have insurance, but with your insurance, it's more expensive. And the guy says, so wait, I'm paying more because I'm insured. Because I'm paying a monthly premium, I'm paying more than if I didn't have insurance, in which case it would be discounted. And the guy on the other end of the line says, yes. If insurance is a people helping people business, how come literally everyone wants Luigi Mangione to walk free? It's just amazing. Like, I feel like I'm the last sane person on the planet sometimes. And I know that's not true because you guys are here and you obviously, you know, understand what we're talking about here. But I'm sure y'all feel the same way too. Like, no one I've ever spoken to has ever, like, for example, everyone agrees that lobbying is bad, right? No, you're never going to run into someone who thinks lobbying is a good thing. That big tobacco and alcohol and tech and MLM and automotive and airlines, we all agree that these people shouldn't be able to, like, give money to lawmakers in order to be able to, like, skirt the rules or write new rules or whatever. And yet, despite the fact that everyone is unanimously on board with lobbying bad, lobbying is still a thing. How is it possible? Well, because when it comes time for the actual people who have the power in their hands to lobby or not lobby, they're getting money from the lobbyists to say, yeah, lobby. So it's just amazing. And then the more they get away with, it's like if someone puts their finger here and you go, oh, don't touch me. And they go, I'm not touching you. You go, okay, well, don't come any closer because this is my personal space. And then they go like this and you go, and they're like, okay, I'm not going to go any closer. And I'm like, yeah, I told you not to go any closer, but then you did go closer. And they're like, okay, fine, listen, calm down. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to go any closer than this. It's fine. And I'm still not touching you. And you're like, you know, you're annoyed. And then you get over it. You've just adjusted to the new normal, right? Which is even more annoying than this was. Now we're here. And then a little time goes by and they go here. And then they go here. And then they go here. And they're still not quite touching you. And then finally, they're inside your ear. They're in your brain. They're in your mind. And you're like, how did this happen? Well, because every time they encroached a little bit, we went, and we complained, and we kicked, and we screamed, and we reposted, and we put the thing in our bio, and we got upset about it, and then nothing happened. You know? And every time this happens, the people who are fucking us get more emboldened to keep fucking us, keep smiling and sprinkling in more bullshit language, keep lathering on the thick layers of doublespeak, and keep making it up. Yeah, we're a financial marketing organization. How do I run a pyramid scheme but get away with it? No, call it a financial marketing organization. No, that could work. It's so crazy it just might work. You know?
And what PHP represents is an opportunity to help more Americans plan for their life, health, and wealth needs than ever before.
So when you're thinking about partnering up with a company, you have to look at who's involved. So when I looked at...
When you're partnering up with a company, you have to look at who's involved. What is these hand? Who are you jerking this way and jerking that way? Why did it die? Did they delete the video as I'm reacting to it? Why is my mic dead? Always read while Scott. What is happening? Go back.
Clients, I said, this is a...
Look at this.
Thinking about partnering up with a company, you have to look at who's involved. So when I looked at our clients, I said, this is a win-win for them. Our employees, they're going to be very happy. Executives, very happy. Sales leaders, ourselves, families involved. Agents are winning, employees are winning, we're winning, integrity is winning, everybody's winning. There is not a single party involved.
When virtually almost everyone is losing money. This is how insane MLM is. That virtually almost everyone can be losing money, and you can have the CEO of the company in a video be like, everyone is benefiting. And say the literal opposite.
That didn't win by us partnering up with integrity.
Huh?
Party involved. Integrity is winning. Everybody's winning. There is not a single party involved that didn't win by us partnering up with integrity.
Objectively a lie. Objectively not misspeaking. Objectively a lie. Wow. Absolutely can't believe you've done this. Finally, Baller Busters themselves asked me to react to this video, so let's check it out. This is School of Hard Knocks Patrick Bet-David interview. Fuck my ass. Refresh it.
Today.
Patrick Bet-David.
What was the most amount of money that you've made in a single year?
$250 million.
$250 million. As a multiple nine-figure entrepreneur, what was the best financial advice that you ever received?
This is not going to be popular to a lot of people. Always have cash. Always have cash. This property we're on right now, the guy that owned this bought it for $25 million in 2018. This was announced that's going on the public market for an auction. 4,400 people were interested in this property. The day the auction comes, everyone's sitting there in Zoom, 40, 50 people raising hands, doing the whole thing. We ended up buying this for $25.2 million cash. We wired the money a week later. This is probably a $40, $50 million property. Having cash allows you to pick things up. Unfortunately, not having cash, when the market goes bad, a lot of people don't make it.
What took you from an 8 to a 9-figure business.
I'll never forget when I was doing around 10 million a year, I called Tom. I said, Tom, I don't think I'm a good CEO. I went 3 weeks to Boston. I went to this Harvard OPM program, Owner President Management Program. The man who was my partner sitting next to me was the Victoria's Secret of New Zealand and Australia. So I said, how big's your business? This is what you can Google me. I Googled a guy net worth $1.5 billion. For 3 weeks, I kept asking him, what is my job as a CEO? And he told me, this is the fourth thing. You're either one, thinking about linear growth, which is biz dev and system. You can spend money into your systems or biz dev networking, shaking hands, but it's not going to explode your business. He said exponential growth is at the top. Leadership development or innovative campaigns. For example, like Coke came up with Share a Coke with John. I'm not a Coke drinker, but I'm buying the Coke to share it with John. One great innovative campaign for us when I came back to our business to the next level.
Who am I here with today?
Patrick Beddig.
A masterclass in Yap.
What's the most amount of money that you've made in a single year?
250 million.
250 million. As a multiple nine-figure entrepreneur, what was the best financial advice that you ever received?
This is not going to be popular to a lot of people. Always have cash. Always have cash. This property we're on right now, the guy that owned this bought it for $25 million in 2018. This was announced that's going on the public market for an auction. 4,400 people were interested in this property. The day the auction comes, everyone's sitting there in Zoom, 40, 50 people raising hands, doing the whole thing. We ended up buying this for $25.2 million cash. We wired the money a week later. This is probably a $40, $50 million property. Having cash allows you to pick things up. Unfortunately, not having cash, when the market goes bad, a lot of people don't make it.
What took you from an 8 to a 9-figure business?
I'll never forget when I was doing around 10 million a year, I called Tom. I said, Tom, I don't think I'm a good CEO. I went 3 weeks to Boston. I went to this Harvard OPM program, Owner President Management Program. The man who was my partner sitting next to me was the Victoria's Secret of New Zealand and Australia. So I said, how big's your business? This is what you can Google me. I Googled a guy net worth $1.5 billion. For 3 weeks, I kept asking him, what is my job as a CEO? And he told me, this is the fourth thing. You're either one, thinking about linear growth, which is biz dev and system. You can spend money into your systems or biz dev networking, shaking hands, but it's not going to explode your business. He said exponential growth is at the top. Leadership development or innovative campaigns. For example, like Coke came up with Share a Coke with John. I'm not a Coke drinker, but I'm buying the Coke to share it with John. One great innovative campaign for us when I came back to our business to the next level.
It's truly amazing to hear this from someone whose business is literally a multi-level marketing scheme. It's no coincidence, I think, that he hones in on this networking element that he learned at this event that he went to. Oh yeah, share a Coke with John. I don't drink Coke, but does this even make any sense to anyone? Has anyone ever shared a Coke with John? Has anyone ever gone, I don't like Coke, but I'll buy it so I can share it with John? Nobody has ever thought that. Nobody has ever thought that. But of course, he's using that to try to draw a parallel between his company and Coca-Cola, which is a legitimate company, so that he can be like, see, networking is the most important. Leadership, networking. I'm a network marketing company. We build leaders. You should reach out to people on Facebook. Hey, girl, do you want to make some money? It's like, oh my God. Share a Coke with John? Share the opportunity with John. Come over here, PHP, make some money. Recruit 5 people who recruit 5 people. Become a senior marketing director. Recruit 5 more people. Now you got 25,000 people. Simple money, baby. He sounds just like a scam artist. Well, spoiler alert, Diamond Warmer, however you say it. He is a fucking scammer. That's because he is. It's because he is one. Yes, Emily, I have the, that's actually a video, like video published on my channel. Go check it out. Did that like a month ago. People would have been more if they wanted it, but they didn't want it. Exactly. Fuck John, he can buy his own Coke. Yeah, true. What up, Sabrina? Sabrina Rivera. Not enough green in the chat. Not enough green names. Not enough members. We got to get people to get some new memberships. I've got more multi-level misery coming out. I've got the new infiltrating a pyramid scheme coming out. I haven't uploaded in 2 weeks because I've been traveling, moving. When I say traveling, it makes it sound like I've been on vacation, flying around. But what I mean is I was moving from one place to the next. So. But we'll get there. We'll figure it out. Andrew says, everyone in PHP says that college is a scam, and he references Harvard to say how he took his business to the next level. Exactly. These people tell such a tangled web of lies. They weave so many lies that they get tangled up in it themselves. And if you ever call them out on one of their contradictions, they'll just deflect or just outright deny. You know, instead of deny, defend, depose, it's like deny, deflect, sue. You know, it's truly amazing. But, you know, I feel kind of, I'll talk about this more on Wednesday, but I do feel kind of fortunate in a way that I'm a young man who should be, by historical standards, getting started in life, you know, getting married, having kids, buying a house. I'm at that age, you know, I turn 29 next week, which I can't even fucking believe because I still feel like I'm 20 years old. I turn 29 next week, and I'm at this age where you would think in your mind certain things should be happening. And I feel comfortable saying this on YouTube because I know in my heart I'm not the only one. I know in my heart I'm not the only one who feels this way among people in my age group. And as a matter of fact, I know that many people in my age group not only feel the same as me, but actually think that I'm doing better than them, which I don't feel at all. But I'm at this age, and conventionally, I would be spending my time and youthful energy on these pursuits where other people rely on me, like having a wife, having kids. And because of that not being within reach, because of, you know, the economy or whatever, because I'm not ever going to be able to afford a house in Canada, which is the country where I'm a citizen of, because I'm never going to be able to afford a house, because the wages don't go up with the cost of living, because everything is being constantly shrinkflated and shitified and subscriptionized, I'm sort of in this position now where I feel quite fortunate because I don't even stress about not being able to afford it. If it had become a little bit harder to afford those things, I probably would have been just annoyed about how much more I have to grind. But it's at a point where it's not just a little bit more difficult to try and get it. It's like, I'm not going to get it. It's just simply not going to happen. I just simply cannot afford it. And even if I could afford it, it probably wouldn't even be a good investment. So, you know, I think this is a unique point in history because now we have a group of people who are in this age group who are so like, they're not having kids, we're not getting married. A lot of people are just outright anti-natalists where they don't even want to have children because of the strain that the children will put not only on their own life, but on society. And I haven't done enough reading into the literature behind the anti-natalist philosophy. I have more learning to do about it. I've never considered myself anti-natalist. I don't have kids right now because A, I haven't fallen in love and met the right woman and gotten married. And also, like, again, I feel like a kid. It still feels like such a distant thing. Anyways, point I'm making is there's also a good opportunity here because now as a almost 29-year-old man, since I'm not spending my time trying to work and pay the mortgage and take the kids to school, I have the time to focus on trying to actually make the world a better place and pursue some sort of noble pursuit that I wouldn't have otherwise had the time or courage for. Because who wants to be getting in lawsuits when you have like a mortgage to pay and kids to feed? That's probably the number one reason that people who are sued by big companies for like, you know, speaking out or doing like some actual sort of activism, that's probably the main reason why most of them would fold and sign some paper, some non-disclosure agreement and like settle. Because they have other bigger shit to worry about. They have a job, they have kids, they have a mortgage. They can't afford to uproot their life like that. I don't have any of that stuff, and I don't own anything. So it's like, I'm beyond fuck it mode. I'm at fuck it mode times 10 because I'm like, okay, I own nothing. I'm one guy. I own approximately $200 worth of stuff now, not including my laptop and my camera and my phone. And the clothes that I came here with. You know, I just moved I'm renting an apartment in a third world country, spent $200 to get myself the essentials. Boom, now I'm here. And I've got this YouTube channel with 110,000 subscribers. And I know I'm actually like trying to make the world a better place. And people message me and comment every day saying that I'm helping them or I helped a friend or relative to not be in some scheme or got out. That makes me feel good. That makes me feel like in a world where so many people work bullshit jobs. There's a great book, David Graeber, I think, is the author, called Bullshit Jobs, is the name of the book. So many people who feel like either they don't have the money to be able to do what they want to in life or what they would hope to be able to do, or they are making the money, but they're still depressed because the work they do doesn't actually have any like utility. It doesn't actually help anyone. It's just sort of like they just go to work and sort of pretend to be busy to like collect the paycheck, which is also soul sucking. So I'm in a unique situation where I don't have a job. I'm not making a lot of money, but the work I'm doing actually does help people. And at this point, I don't even give a fuck about being sued. I've just accepted that it's par for the course for what I'm doing. I have multiple lawsuits ongoing right now. For me, I'm not thinking about the diapers and the mortgage and the daycare and the whatever. I'm thinking about, okay, make videos, help people, pay my lawyer every month. That's my goal. I'm not worried about paying the mortgage every month. I'm worried about paying my lawyer every month. And you know what? Maybe this needed to happen. Maybe in another timeline where the economy wasn't fucked and a house wasn't a fucking bajillion dollars, maybe then I wouldn't be doing, maybe I would have just been like a normal person where I'm like, you know, doing the traditional thing that people, 29-year-olds would have done a generation ago. You know, working, paying the mortgage, buying a house. Every Sunday we go to the in-laws' house for dinner. That probably would have been my life. That probably would have been my life, you know? This was not the plan. But here we are. And if that had been the situation, who knows? Maybe I would have comfortably given up the prospect of trying to make the world a better place because I wouldn't be in this position, you know? It's really interesting to think about. When I was first sued in 2021, it was so stressful for me that I literally said I'm not going to make this kind of content anymore. And in 2022, I didn't make any like anti-MLM sort of content. Now here we are, 2025. It's crazy to think about. And I've been fully like 100% in on this niche for the last 2 years. It was only 2023 that I actually decided to commit fully to this niche and see where it could go. And we've got more lawsuits, we've got more harassment, we've got more threats, more death threats, more, you know, people, the private investigators showing up at my house, my dad's house, my gym, you know, keeping my location secret. When you see me, if you ever see me post a video being like, I'm in this country, fun fact, I'm not even in that country anymore. I filmed it and then I left that country and then I posted it. So, yeah. We'll see what happens, you know. But in some ways it's a blessing and in some ways it's a curse, and I've got a lot of thoughts about this, which we will talk about on Wednesday. I want to see what y'all are saying though, because I'm yapping. I'm on my Patrick Bet-David right now. Let me read you guys' comments. Thumbs up the thing. I'm going to refresh the stream and let's see how many people clicked like on it. 280. Not bad. And we've got 300 people watching. That's amazing. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. I'm a Patreon member, but YouTube acts like I have a broke mindset. Thank you, Psylocke. You are a legend. Nick says, turning 26, I feel the same. Bro, I always say to my friend, my dad at 29 versus me at 29. Like, anytime we're doing some stupid shit, like when we were in Vietnam last month, I was like, my dad at 29 had a business, 2 kids, married, had a house, car. Me at 29 in Vietnam with some random Swedish guy on my live stream, like just goofing around. Hilarious to me that PBD cussed out Polyev. Likely the best thing that could have happened to Pierre. Conservatives in Canada and the USA should avoid PBD like the plague. Yes, so true. Chris M says, I'm only a few months younger than Marco, and I would agree. The disconnecting from him seems to be working for him better than some friends and people I know. Real shame. Kids are expensive. I'm not necessarily an anti, but I am against natalists. The Silicon Valley techno Elon Musk strain specifically. Oh yeah, doesn't he have like 13 kids? Thank you, Patricia. Read Richard Wolf. Okay. You ain't trying to start a family, man. Gonna be tough running around not having a stable place and not have a stable place. It's actually been super easy, barely an inconvenience. It's really remarkable. You don't have to give a drop of your blood and a strand of your hair and your social insurance number and go through a credit check history to get an apartment in these countries. You just show up. How much is it? Give them your passport. They make a photocopy of it. You give them the cash. Gave them the money. Boom. And then you're set. And anything that you... Where's the thing?
We gave him the money. Boom.
Work. Anything that you don't have, any like essentials that you need to buy, you can just buy them. Buy them for like less than $200. Factor it into your startup cost. If you're going to be there for at least a few months, it's worth it. I mean, think about how much in Canada would I spend on, Kleenex, detergent, dish soap, paper towel, sponges, Swiffer mats. How much would I spend on that in a month versus how much am I going to spend on it one time buying it in a third world country? I mean, it's not even comparable. If we're talking price, you should do a tell-all video for people who are just starting out in MLM but can be easily persuaded if they watch your video. Oh yeah, I wish it was that simple, Southern mysticism. I need to use some Southern mysticism to do that. Who do you think the most disgustingly deceitful person is in MLM? Based if true says, I think Eric Worre is up there, if not number one. Eric Worre's up there. Alex Morton is up there. The DeVos and Van Andel family is up there. I mean, everyone in MLM is using the same lies, the same logical fallacies, the same language tricks and false equivalencies. So they're all equally doing it. However, the ones who I believe are truly like evil in their heart and are not just the people who are victims who are repeating what's been told to them because they think it's gonna make them money. The ones who I think truly have evil in their heart who know what they're doing are like the ones I named. I think Alex Morton is a true real life villain. Spec says, the thought of having a child is getting dimmer and dimmer because the thought of having that ultimate responsibility is insane to even fathom at this moment in my life. I know. And I know they say like having a kid changes you. And, if you feel like you're not productive, once you have a kid, you'll be extra productive because there's like the time constraint where you only have an hour to get things done when the kid is having a nap and you'll just be like a machine. I'm like, I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. I did not play Warcraft RTS, no. USA 5 million for citizenship, the gold card, yeah. Hilarious, he calls Pierre pompous and arrogant. I never saw this. I might have to look. Let me look this up before I end the stream. Oh my god, look at this. From a guy who hates DEI. How PHP supports strong women in business. I have to watch this. Let's see. Pierre Poilievre, PBD. Why won't Pierre Poilievre get his security clearance? Why is Justin Trudeau releasing a video 12 hours ago beefing Pierre Poilievre? Didn't you fucking resign, Justin Trudeau? Didn't you step down? Shut up, dude. Deranged angry man. Trudeau's outrageous. Where is it? 3 strikes, you're out. Okay. Let's see.
Even with that, Pierre Poilievre couldn't beat him.
Andrew Noble, you're
Andrew
a legend.
O3 Noble just dropped a bag 28 Canadian dollars and 75 cents. What's the endgame, Marco? What would winning look like and what would the strategy be?
Really good fucking question. From a really smart guy, such a smart guy. You look at what he's done. Great question, Andrew. I'll tell you. I will tell you. What would winning look like and what's the strategy? Well, for those who were civil rights activists back in... Here, let me make myself a little bit bigger. Back in, let's say, the 60s, the goal was to end segregation so that black kids and white kids could go to the same schools. And before that, it was so that they could be in the same public spaces together and be treated equal. And before that, it was, drinking from the same water fountain and sitting on the bus, not necessarily in the back of the bus, and on and on and on. So there's been like stages, there's been like evolutions of different civil rights movements, right? For me, I think it is, I know it is a matter of public interest to do away with MLM, outlaw MLM. We have law already that says pyramid schemes are illegal. We have law already that says Ponzi schemes are illegal. However, we also have laws that say human trafficking is illegal. And in the United States, the Department of Justice defines human trafficking. One of their definitions for it is using coercion and deception in order to get labor or money from someone. This is also human trafficking, according to the DOJ. We have laws against that as well. However, none of these laws seem to be applied to multi-level marketing. There seems to be this legal loophole that is that has grayed out the area of MLM. And on top of that, lobbying. The Direct Selling Association, this is like the big pyramid lobby in the United States. They spend a lot of money lobbying to protect themselves. That has to end. The answer to your question is, what is the end game? The end game is that MLM is made illegal. MLM is recognized as Ponzi pyramid scheming, and it is crime. It is fraud. It's a criminal charge that you should go to jail if you commit, just like it would be a criminal offense to run a Ponzi scheme. Bernie Madoff, he went to jail. The fact that the FTC is only able to bring a civil charge against an MLM because MLMs are considered business is a huge problem. That means that the people who run these MLMs, at worst, only ever have to worry about paying fines. And usually, they have so much money to spend on lawyers, they can drag a case out for years and years and years, even outmatching. Like, they have more money. An MLM company has more money than the FTC has resources to spend on lawyers. The FTC is responsible for however many people are in the US, 330 some million people. All the business and all the business dealings that go on in the US, the FTC has to concern themselves with. They're spread way too thin to, effectively take on an Amway or an Herbalife, for example. So the FTC also has an incentive to not go after them and just take a deal or settle or, do nothing. So yeah. It's that would be the end game, is to have MLM outlawed. And part of doing that is addressing the lobbying element of it. Go on Google after this. You can maybe open another tab or write this down, or like look it up and save a video to your watch later as I say this. Search up the Tobacco Master Settlement Agreement. You can read more about this later if you want. I'll show you it right now. Tobacco Master Settlement Agreement. Did you know? I mean, I'm sure you all know that it used to be illegal to advertise smoking on like TV, for example. You used to be able to run cigarette advertisements. The Tobacco Master Settlement Agreement is an agreement between the U.S. government and tobacco companies to reduce smoking. The Master Settlement Agreement was signed in 1998. 1998. That's only 27 years ago. I was 1 year old. That's only 27 years ago. What does it do? It requires tobacco companies to pay states billions of dollars annually. Why? Because it poisoned people for decades. Restricts tobacco advertising and marketing. That's why you're not allowed to see tobacco ads on TV anymore. Prohibits tobacco companies from targeting young people. That's why you're not allowed to see like a ad with Zendaya smoking cigarettes to make it look cool. Bans tobacco company practices that hide the health risks of tobacco. That's why on a pack of cigarettes, you see the pictures and the warnings of how bad it is for you. Funds smoking prevention programs. What are some examples of MSA restrictions? Bans outdoor advertising, including billboards in transit. Bans the use of cartoon characters in cigarette advertising. There was a famous ad with Barney Rubble and Fred Flintstone promoting cigarettes back in the day. limits brand name sponsorship of events. This is why you don't see the UFC fight sponsored by Marlboro or whatever. Prohibits payment for product placements in media. Bans the distribution of branded merchandise such as caps and t-shirts. So that's why you don't see people wearing like a Camel Cigarettes t-shirt. So it's crazy. This settlement was fought for so long by the tobacco companies because, of course, it's going to hurt their business. They wanted to push it as far as possible for as long as they could. And this went so far as to even having doctors who used to say that, oh yeah, this doctor recommends this brand of cigarettes because they have the most calcium. That's how far it went. And that is a great analogy for when you see like a celebrity or a university professor come out with some sort of glowing endorsement of an MLM. Just know they got paid to do it. The Brinks truck was backed up to their house. And they got the money. Money! So you have to address the also the lobbying issue, which affects so many different things. You know, Disney was able to lobby the government to increase the length of time that an intellectual property is under copyright before it goes into the public domain. So that way, you know, you maybe a few years ago you saw there was like a Winnie the Pooh horror movie because the copyright expired on Winnie the Pooh and it became public domain. And there's certain things like this. I think they extended it for Mickey Mouse. I think they extended it for the character of Mickey Mouse. I could be wrong on that, but that's an example. Like if you were to put a Mozart song in your YouTube video, you probably wouldn't get copyright struck for that because it's such an old song that it's in the public domain. If you use a new song from the last 20 years or whatever, you're probably going to get a copyright strike. So, you know, I would love to see something that's similar to the master settlement agreement with the tobacco companies, also with the MLM companies. But this is a big issue. It's an economic issue because if you took all the money that MLMs globally were taking from their victims and you put that back into literally anything else, you could very feasibly solve, I think, probably every single one of the world's financial issues if that money was actually allocated where it needs to go. If you just took the money that people are losing to MLM every year, you could solve homelessness, you could fix infrastructure, you could solve world hunger. Genuinely, I mean all of that. It's more than feasible to do that. And it doesn't even require like a breakthrough innovation. It just requires stopping one kind of scamming. Which, by the way, it wouldn't even completely stop it. There will always be Ponzi schemes and scams. There will always be some slick-talking scammer who does some sort of social engineering to convince you that he has some way of making money, and if you just give him $1,000 and wait a little bit, he'll give you $2,000 back. Crypto, it's going to take different iterations, but crippling it by at least making it illegal is certainly going to make it a lot harder. And if it's illegal, people are not going to be able to use the, oh, well, it's legal argument. And people are not going to get duped by it because they think it's legal, because it is legal. So that's one thing. And it's such a low thing I'm asking for. It's such a low thing that I'm campaigning for, such a reasonable thing. Make crime illegal. Make fraud illegal. It's almost like crazy that this is even like, that I would even have to like campaign for this. Make crime and fraud illegal. So, you know, it's an economic issue because of that. It's a social issue because, you know, the building block at the heart of any society, you know, a country is made up of provinces or states, which is made up of cities, which is made up of towns, which is made up of households, which is made up of families. And it's a family issue, a social family issue at the heart of it because, you know, it's a husband who's making money, but his wife joins Monat or Sensi or LuLaRoe or one of these MLM companies and starts racking up debt and crippling the family financially. This creates friction between the husband and wife. She feels that he doesn't support her. He's looking at the actual hard numbers going, no, we're losing money. You're losing money. She thinks he's a hater, doesn't believe in him. The family gets destroyed. The house goes up for mortgage. The parents get divorced. Now the children are, of course, this is not a good thing. You're 19 years old, like I was in 2015. And your best friend from high school invites you to a business meeting and it turns out to be World Financial Group, and you tell him it's a pyramid scheme and he stops being your friend. You know, it's a economic issue. It's a social family issue. It's a psychological issue. You know, how many people have committed suicide or ended up having long-term depression or trust issues or something of the like because of the lies that they were fed in MLM and how much it affected them. It's a mental health issue. It's an economic issue. It's a societal family issue. Literally every sort of problem you can attribute, and every sort of problem, like MLM fits in somewhere. MLM can be plugged in somewhere. So this is my very long, drawn out answer, but we have to, it is important to understand like actually how serious this is and actually how bad it is. So yeah. Reading your comments. What up, Beast Mode Jones? Ask Patrick about what he did to Kobe before he died. Oh, don't spoil it. Don't tease it like that, bro. Tell me, what did he do? I want to know. I want to know. Tell me. Shout out Beast Mode. The thought of, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Let me see. Maybe I did play. Okay, I did play the old Warcraft game. Yeah, I did play that. Okay, that's, yeah. I knew the work sound effect. PBD was butthurt that Pierre declined an invite to go on his podcast. Okay. Well, fuck him. Fuck PBD. Hakeem with another bad comment. This is a comment that I've debunked and pointed out for being really stupid many times. If you are 21 or older and getting played, you deserve it. Anyone who don't understand MLM had it too easy growing up. Very stupid comment, Hakeem. You deserve to be called out for it publicly because you're posting it publicly. You're wrong. Oh, and he says, and if you commit suicide, that's your fault because nobody else puts the gun in your hand or ties that noose. Such a stupid and heartless fucking thing to say, Hakeem. You might be the dumbest person I've come into contact with since the start of the year, which is saying a lot. Don't delete him. Let him show. Let the people who are fucking stupid reveal themselves. You know, we don't need to censor them. He's just objectively wrong. I mean, even if, like, again, let's say that that's true. Let's say it's true that you are stupid, right? That someone is stupid. Let's say someone has a learning disability or a mental disability. Does that make it okay now to scam them? Blaming the person who got scammed and saying, oh, well, you're stupid. It's like, okay, and? Okay, so, and what if they are? So even if they are stupid, that makes it okay to scam them? Like, why are people on the internet like Hakeem so intent on defending scammers and blaming everyone else? Okay, scammers take advantage of people who are stupid, and if you get scammed, you're stupid. Okay, fine. But why are we not putting the burden on the scammer? Does that mean scamming's okay because stupid people exist? Is it okay to scam people who literally have a lower mental capacity? Maybe they have autism or something. Does that make it okay? It's such a stupid thing to say. You didn't even think about it before you said it. If you can't see that. And also the same thing with the suicide. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, nobody put the gun to your head, but surely people did not put themselves in the situation where there was enough things that happened to them in their life where they felt like that was the only choice left, or that was the most sensible choice. Nobody gets to that point on their own. It's such a stupid fucking thing to say. You're so stupid. And it's funny. You saying if you're 21 and older getting played, you deserve it. And this is coming from someone who's been scammed by an MLM. It's funny that you're implying the people who got scammed are stupid because you saying that is actually stupid. You saying that is more stupid than you being scammed in the first place. Take that in for a second. Meditate on that. Look in the mirror and say, I'm an idiot. How long have I been going? 3 hours. Okay. And also, people get duped not just because they're stupid, but because people become vulnerable. You know, if you're really desperate for money and somebody tells you I have a way to make us some money, you're probably gonna lend them an ear. Brought to you by I'm 13 and This Is Deep. So true. Hakeem says, anyone who doesn't understand MLM had it too easy growing up, and this is coming from someone who's been scammed by an MLM. Okay, so you had it too easy growing up? Jesus Christ. Let's go to Hakeem's channel. Let's go to Hakeem's channel and listen to his song When the City Burned. Let's check it out. Give him some airplay. It's 50 seconds. Is this even a song? Let's check it out, Hakeem. I'm putting you on right now, Hakeem. I'm giving you a platform for your comment. Are we here still? Okay, I thought I had some lag, but apparently not. Here we go. Let's watch this.
What I love about PHP is that it's an equal playing field for both men and women.
I love that. I've heard that one so many times. It creates a level playing field. If you go work at Walmart as a cashier, you'll never make it to CEO. This multi-level marketing opportunity is so great because it's an equal playing field. I can recruit you today, and I've been in the business for 2 years, and they can end up making more money than me. As though that fucking means anything. It's not an equal playing field. You have equally the same amount of chances of losing money, yes, but if there's a company like PHP that claims to have 50,000 agents or whatever, if you join and there's already 50,000 people and the way to make money is based on you recruiting 5 people, that means you're already on probably the 50th layer of the chain. I'd have to do the exact math. You're probably like many, many layers down the chain already, that it's going to be a mathematical impossibility almost that you rank up. And the only way to beat those mathematical odds is to just be so ruthless and willing to scam more people than the next guy. So again, that's a nonsense lie that we've opened up with. And spoiler alert, I'm sure everything in this video is going to be a fucking lie.
Usually the men are the ones that are on top. Here, it doesn't matter who you are.
What's this girl? Aguilar? Is this
Alejandro's?
Yaneli Aguilar. So this is probably Alejandro's sister-in-law?
The men are the ones that are on top. Here, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're a woman, you can be a badass here.
In PHP, it doesn't matter the fact that whether you're a male or a female. It just matters that you work hard.
I believe that women in this industry do very well.
PHP makes sure that it's dominated by women.
Being part of a Fortune 100 company, I was surrounded by a lot of males that were very successful, but very few women that I saw excelling in leadership roles. And
Fortune 100 company, aka I was an office assistant serving coffee at like some Google contractor, at like some company that's like a contractor for Google, you know. I was an underwater ceramics technician. What does that mean? I was a dishwasher.
And that was probably the most appealing to me as coming to PHP. You see a lot of women not only dominating the industry, but assuming these leadership positions. And for me,
bring me my coffee. Bring me my coffee. What's her name? Sheena Sapala? Bring me my coffee, Sheena.
Give for our kids.
We have so many different trips and events and conference calls.
Kevin Hart.
And things that we do for the ladies.
The women in PHP.
Hold on. What do we do for the ladies? Conference calls? What?
Trips and events and conference calls.
Trips and events and conference calls. I can't think of anything that makes you more of a boss bitch and more of a productive member of society than trips and events and conference calls. Hashtag women in business. You know that meme trend that's like hashtag women in men's fields or men in women's fields? That's what that reminds me of. Bro, they're making themselves, this is the irony, is that they're trying to make the case that they're like successful business women, and all the things they're saying to substantiate that make them look like not business women. We do trips, we do Zoom calls, we do events. Okay.
And things.
Bring me my coffee.
That we do for the ladies.
The women in PHP, I will tell you that I'm totally impressed with.
Especially because of me being a parent and a mother and a female, I can tie all those things in here at PHP. I don't have to worry about like, hopefully I can do this because I'm pregnant. I can write applications and help families, you know, with a newborn.
As a woman, as a mother of 2 kids.
Help families, aka scam them. Help families. Selling them insurance is helping them? Okay. I remember one time I was watching this video from an MLM insurance scammer, and he was like talking about how he was doing some high pressure sales tactic to like sell a friend of his a policy that so he could hit some like bonus quota. And he was like retelling the story, and he's like, and I told him on the phone, you should be thanking me. I just increased your net worth by $2 million, referring to him selling a life insurance policy that was worth $2 million. And it's like, first of all, that's not how that works. You having a $2 million life insurance policy does not mean your net worth just increased by $2 million. Your insurance is not like an asset like stocks or gold. Okay, it's not like it's your house. If you die, what does it matter what your net worth is if you're dead any fucking ways? And that's the only time that the life insurance is actually going to be worth anything, is when you're dead. So it's not like you can hold on to it and build equity in your insurance for 10 years, and then after 10 years you sell the insurance for like a profit, you know?
And I like the fact that I can control my time, I can control the income that I can make, and that I can empower other women to come into this industry and make a difference in their lives and accomplish all of the goals and their dreams.
We are good women, good people. There is depth.
I love MLM because they'll say that it's an opportunity that gives you time freedom, but if you don't make money, the reason they tell you is because you didn't give it enough time. You didn't put enough time into it. You didn't show up to the office enough. You didn't do enough Zoom meetings. You didn't message 100 people on Facebook every day, you know? Let me finish this video.
Definitely a platform here for us, and feels like there's a sisterly bond, and as soon as you meet somebody for the first time, it feels so natural.
We are able to hear from other women in the company.
And so we always hear that, you know, men make more than women. Well, not in PHP. Here we don't care if you're young.
Here we all lose money. Yeah, we always hear men making more money than women. Here, we're all losing money.
You're old, if you have a degree, if you don't. All we care about is your hunger factor.
Does it sound too good to be true? Because it is.
And your effort.
We're looking forward to meeting all of you ladies that are waiting for this opportunity for you to come and make a name for yourself, because we all want to be celebrities, and we get to be celebrities. We get to be angels here, and we get
to be celebrities. You can be a mother. You don't have to have a degree. You just have to have hunger. You work a little bit. You work a lot. It doesn't matter. You have time freedom. You have an opportunity. We do trips. We do events. We do Zoom calls. Does it sound too good to be true?
To really become an entrepreneurs and take ownership of our business.
You don't own it. Yes, ladies. Yes. We're business women. Bring me my coffee. What's happening? My mic cut out again? Oh, I love that. You gotta love that. Now the mic is the different mic. All right. Maybe that's a sign. It's a sign for me to end this stream. Wes Frey. Streamlabs won't accept a credit card. Only PayPal. Patreon won't do a one-time payment. YouTube takes too much. Really? Patreon definitely does a one-time payment. You can sign up for the full year in advance and get 10% off for the full year. Also, I've relinked my credit card payment processing thing on Streamlabs so many times. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Wes Frey. Streamlabs won't accept a credit card. Only pay. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why my mic is changed. I don't know anything. Marco Feature would go crazy on Hakem's song. Yep. Hakiem is an idiot. Okay. Sounds like a stolen beat. Do you think there's an overlap between MLM and the crypto industry? I mean, yeah, they're both based on the greater fool theory. The greater fool theory means your ability to make money is dependent on your ability to sell someone else based on the belief that it's worth more than what you bought it for. In the case of MLM, they're buying it for the same price as you, but if they're coming in after you, the opportunity is more saturated than when you got in. Equal opportunity scammers, yeah. I was a petroleum fuel transfer technician. Yeah, you pumped gas. I love that. So help me if that coffee is cold. You're going back to the mailroom. So PBD makes fun of boss babes while at the same time promoting fake boss babes. Yes. Yes. The power of the woman. Yeah. It's insane. Mail him cash. True. Marco MLM diss track. I've actually thought about that. I will do that when I win my one lawsuit. You know. This is sending women literally back to the Stone Age. That's why I'm like, I'm saying it in jest when I say bring me my coffee. I'm not actually like saying these women should like go back to the kitchen and bring me my coffee, but I'm just poking fun at like the fake opportunity that they claim they have here with PHP. Let me try and fix the mic here. Test. I guess it just got disconnected. There we go. 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 Much cleaner, much crispier. Let me actually see what the difference sounds like. Teams tell someone after you the same task, but test crispier. I mean, actually, so crazy. I don't know anything about no crypto. I'm not buying no crypto. I'm good on crypto, bro. Crypto, NFTs, keep it. Keep it. Bring me my coffee. Hey. No, that's fine. You can set the NFT down. Yeah, just set it down. Set it down. Yeah. See that coffee there? Bring that over here. This has been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun, you guys. We didn't get a lot of donation today. However, the Goon tax is yet to be paid, and I know in your heart you heard me say it's my birthday next week, March 15th. It's a Saturday. We will be doing a stream. Yes. So I understand why you guys want to save your bags to then, so you can say happy birthday, my dear emperor, my king. We love you. We love you. And I'll be here ready to collect it, baby. I'll be here ready, waiting for that Brinks truck, listening out the window. Test. Listening out the window for that sweet, sweet residual income.
It's all about residual income.
So true. Oh, what the fuck? Where's the sound effect? The Elder Scrolls, the song was supposed to play, but it didn't play. We'll figure it out. All right, thank you guys. The mic cut out again. Yes! Which we love to see, so we'll have to figure that out as well. But appreciate you guys. 300 likes, 250 in the chat. Let's go. Facts, M-dub. Our king is a size 7 in shoes. I think I'm an 8, 8.5. Appreciate it, guys. I'll see you again on the next one.
Marco.
I gotta get the bag. I took a full load. Let's go.
And we're gonna do a Scott Johnson, Peter Mingles stream. I know y'all know who those are. My two biggest haters. We're gonna do that soon as well. I'm lagging. Appreciate it, guys. Peace out.